Why, hello there, everybody. I suppose you're wondering what we're doing here, but we're here for back more of the house rivalries. Beautiful round 5 and 6 coming in, and we got Nordovan versus For the Win Esports. Is going to be the heck of a show turnout thing. Yes, there we go. And it's going to be great. Along with me is Bills. How you doing, Bills?
Oh, I'm excited. This is the defending champion from season 2 going up against, I think For the Win made top 12. So this is
Close.
yeah, they have top 16.
I think.
Anyway, Nordovind, we were just
Yeah.
talking about before the show. Nordovind considered perhaps the strongest, or maybe not even perhaps, just is the strongest team in the entire world right now.
Yeah, I mean, two of their members are grandmasters, which is Hunter Ace and Yarla, and Hunter Ace also was the world champion from this past HCT. And then they have amazing players like Freddy B, Zorkthar, and NTR, which are all other amazing players. Like, it's just like nothing but it's like the most all-star roster you could ever have. Like, there's a lot of like great teams that have like amazing players overall just across the universes, but like this is like something where just like Nordovan, it's a big esports organization. They have so much to their name, and then on top of that they have so many players that are accomplishing so many things. Meanwhile, For the Win, though, biggest organization in Portugal, really amazing team. They also have they have Dr. Boom, they have the Viper, they have Ginger. These are all very accomplished players that if you've like paid attention to HCT at all, or even DreamHack, it's been really amazing to see them just kind of be in their element. So, let's talk about a little bit about these decks, though.
Oh yeah, so we have the bans are in, and Nordovind has their Control Warrior banned out, leaving them with their Quest Druid, OTK Paladin, and Combo Priest up against For the Win Esports, who have their Zoo Warlock banned, leaving up their Control Warrior, and then a Malagos combo Druid and an OTK combo Paladin. So I gotta say they're loving their combo decks. I'm excited for specifically for that Malagos Druid. Man, I hope we get to see it really shine over the course of this series.
I'm sure we will, and I'm sure that like as I let them know to begin now, we will see. I'll be interested to see what they choose to queue up here, because these are going to be very like Rube Goldberg decks. So I don't know.
That's a great description of a combo deck.
I mean, there's a lot of combos. It's going to be interesting to see in a last hero standing format. It's like it feels a little bit like Russian roulette. Who gets the combo, and whoever gets the combo wins.
Yeah. And I'm also curious, I mean, to your point about queue order, if they leave up your Control Warrior, on the one hand, it's like, oh, I get to play my Control Warrior. Control Warrior is still very strong. Yeah. So Nordovind, obviously, they've had their Control Warrior banned out. But for the Win Esports, their Control Warrior being left up, on the one hand, would tempt me to lead with it. It's like, oh, it's very strong. On the other hand, if the other team leaves up your Control Warrior, that would seem to indicate that maybe they're very comfortable against Control Warrior, or maybe they have some tech choices that would maybe lean you away from that. So I'm interested to see. So yeah, they actually are going to go ahead and lead with their Control Warrior. For the Win Esports with their Control Warrior, and Nordovind going to be leading with their OTK Super Shrivala Mech Combo Paladin deck.
3,000.
3,000.
There we go. And we're in the game. It's going to be very exciting. I'm super hyped for this. This is going to be... I always love the 5-0 series because it's just like... This is the turning point where we do have finally somebody just either going to make the run of going 12-0 or... Not 12-0, 9-0. Or they're just going to... I don't know. Do their best and remain on top. This is kind of like this is the match where it guarantees you playoff. So this is technically the first playoff spot that we're seeing fight for right now. And already off the bat, looks like there's a pretty okay mulligan. I'm actually surprised. I don't think really any swaps have happened.
Yeah, both teams gonna go ahead and key. Oh no, okay.
No, okay, they're
full mulligan.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to see for the top player.
I was like, I could I mean, do you still keep Dr. Boom at 9? It's a good card,
I
but
have no idea. Maybe the flunky. I was thinking about maybe the flunky.
yeah. And
yes, of course. There's the these are old rivalries. So apparently Nordavin's player Zorkthar said if Dr. Boom loses, which is on For the Win Esports, there is some socks to be taken. Somebody's taking somebody's socks. That's all I know that's been going on Twitter.
So this isn't just a match for first round of playoffs and everything. There's like a side bet on this game. Some sort of socks-based side bet.
Yeah. There you go. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Socks-based side bet, socks-based side. Well, that's hard. Socks-based side bet.
There you go. I believe in you later on. But all right, but I also believe in this to be a little bit favored for the OTK Paladin. I think well, actually, you know what? I totally forgot. There is actually a hero power for Warrior that's called Armor Up.
That can definitely make it tricky to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would imagine. So on the one hand, Paladin has the ability to burst out 50 damage, but like you're talking about, Warrior is one of those classes that can get above 50 health if you let them do whatever they want to do. And Paladin, they're just trying to cycle. They love to see that Christology on 1 that they already drew and played. And then having a prismatic lens as well lets them continue drawing aggressively Novice Engineer. But there might come a point, as soon as Warrior gets to 51 health, all of a sudden Paladin needs to find some sources of chip damage in order to make the combo work, if they even have the time to pull off the double combo. We saw last Thursday that
with
Warrior,
Oslo the Oslo game.
Yeah, it was Oslo versus Amsterdam. So if you decide to put your foot down as the control warrior, there's some powerful board-based pressure you can eventually develop into. And if Paladin has to use any of its combo tools defensively, then that makes it a lot more difficult for them. The constant pain of a combo deck, right, is how do you stay alive without using any of your combo tools and then knowing when to use them to stay alive? One of the things that some people love and some people find very difficult.
Yeah, no, it separates the players from the bigger players.
Yeah.
But like also on top of this is just I don't know how they win this race. I'm actually now debating, like, why would you queue into OTK Paladin first? Because it seems like so looking back at like LHS for Nations Division that we saw earlier this week, a lot of people queued Warrior first, and it's probably because it's the most aggro matchup with the most value in a lot of things. So now you're going into this, and I wonder why they chose this. So I don't see too much value what they're going to do. They're going to go for the Prismatic, the Shirvala, into the Christology.
25 mana Christology.
Okay, I mean, that's good in speeding up the combo. You need to get the Baleful Banker and your other Holy Rafts, but
yeah, actually limiting the draw is pretty unfortunate. This is one of those things that I am unsure about when playing this deck is whenever Shirval is in your deck and you play Prismatic Lens, there's a chance you're going to set one of your spells to 25. If that Christology was a Holy Wrath, the combo is bricked, right? All of a sudden you're down to a single copy of the combo.
Yeah.
But but then again, it's probably, Shirval is a one of, right? So it's probably not that likely. I don't know. That's one of those things that I'm sure someone smarter than me has run the numbers and is probably sitting in the pilot chair actually right now for Nordavind.
Most likely. Freddy is a mathematician beyond wonders. This is, however, this is not just Freddy B by themselves, so they do have to talk this over and like communicate what they feel like is resources that they want to hold on to, and what resources, like how much damage do they want to take to the chin, what do they want to do to mitigate the damage. And like, I like the idea of the True Silver holds on to some stuff. They're not even choosing to attack it. I think they want to make sure that they have all the options available, but when you have options of like taunt coming into play very soon, now that it's turn 5, this is where things can start getting a little bit hairier for the Paladin. I mean, this is just honestly not a good situation at all.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this. Just looking at the Warriors' hand right now, they picked up a Fell Soul Inquisitor off their Frightened Flunky. They have a Ziliax Eternium Rover combo that not for this turn, but for next turn, unless they decided to coin it out this turn. But they don't have a lot of those sort of mid-rangey kind of pressure stuff, because like this turn, for example, they'd love to be able to coin out our Megadillo, something like that, just to try to put some additional pressure, because right now they're only showing 5 damage, which will kill Paladin eventually, but a Paladin obviously has a bunch of healing effects and a lot of... Okay, we're going to go ahead and see Fell Soul Inquisitor and Eternium Rover come on down. This is about as much... this is the most damage you can do if you factor in this turn and next turn, because you can magnetize Ziliax, basically give it charge next turn with the Eternium Rover on the board. So they're going to go ahead and put some more... This doesn't look like a ton of pressure, but now Nordovan has to decide if they want to use one of their board clears to try to take some of the bodies off and relieve some of the... It's not a lot of pressure, but relieve some of the pressure.
It's enough pressure for an OTK deck that's not really prepared for aggro stuff like this.
Right. I mean, 7 damage a turn. So.
7 damage a turn, which realistically will become 10, and then on top of that, there could be... Actually, do they hold on to Ziliax and then...
Let me think.
Save it for our Megadillo? I don't know. Maybe you just go ahead and start rushing things and not even worry about it. But, like... yeah, this is painful. This is so early into the game that they quite literally now have to start trying to board clear it away. That already wastes like a bunch of their resources that they wanted to do. Zephyrs are great.
Oh, cool.
Won't happen or activate for a while because you do have both Baleful Bankers in the deck, and I think a couple of other things as well that are still the same.
Yeah, they've got a ways to go. I would imagine they're just trying to set up a board state where they can safely play their Prismatic Lens and try to, because on the turn you played, it's just kind of 4 mana, develop no board, and by just kind of that, it is exactly that. You spend 4 mana, you gain no board presence, you gain no life, and you gain no offensive or defensive.
Good
ability.
day, sir.
You just draw cards.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, I said good day. Clockwork Goblin coming into the hand for the warrior. Oh my gosh, this isn't a control warrior at all. I looked at the bottom, saw Dr. Boom, Mad Genius, and Tomb Warden. I was like, oh, it's control warrior. But they're actually playing Blastmaster Boom. This is Bomb Warrior. I was like, wait a minute.
Do they have both Dr. Booms?
Yeah, they're playing both Dr. Booms, Clockwork Goblins, and Wrench Calibers. So, okay.
I feel like it's a diet Bomb Warrior then.
Yeah, they're not playing. Yeah, they're not all the way in. They don't have. Oh no, they're playing the Augmented Alex as well. The only thing they're not playing is the Seaphorium Bombers. It looks like.
Right.
Because they are playing both Augmented Alex, both Clockwork Goblins, both Wrench Calibers, and
so they do
Blastmaster
have
Boom.
the Alex.
Yep, they do.
I haven't had the moment to look at the deck list yet, but that might be a good thing to look at.
Huh? I don't know that I've seen. I'm interested to see how those two, because there's like the bomb package of cards you can play in your warrior.
Yeah.
Augmented all the stuff we were just talking about, and then there's also the newfangled Old Doom taunt package with our Megadillo Tomb Warden, Frightened Flunky.
Right.
And I'm interested to see how those two different things mesh together, and then of course just the usual control-y kind of warrior cards that you expect to see with your brawls, Warpaths, and Omega Assemblies. So this is kind of it's like a 3-way meld of all. It's just like a bunch of good warrior cards put together into a bomb warrior.
Right? It's like, this will work?
Yeah, I mean, it probably will. It's got a lot of stuff going on. And so in that case, they can actually use bombs. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is open deck list, right?
Yes.
So you can use the bombs to turn off the other team's Zephyrus if you think they're going to try to go for that, by just putting more than one bomb into their deck at a time. And now we see with both Clockwork Goblin and Wrench Caliber, anytime they want to shuffle in 2 bombs, they can.
Yeah, this is knowing this is Bomb Warrior now and actually paying attention to the deck list. This is just even worse.
Yeah.
There's no
sugarcoat. It can still gain all that armor like you were talking about at the beginning of the game. That's all still true. But now they can also just kill you.
They can kill you. They can mess you up. They could could they? I don't know. There's just a lot of bad stuff. They already deny the draw. I honestly think you go into game 2 and go like, cool, we're not going to queue into that again. We're just going to accept our fate and just move on with our day.
But yeah. So Nordavind, looked at all the decks. Obviously chose to leave up the Bomb Warrior.
Let's see.
So they, even if this isn't the deck, maybe they didn't expect, for the Win Esports to start. And it's not like this game is over, right? Nordavind still absolutely has a chance to win this game.
It's just I don't know if this was the right foot to start on, but it's okay. It happens. I'm trying to look at the other stuff. Honestly, I thought it would have been nice to maybe queue into their priests. That might have been good. It is the combo priest as well, and we saw how devastating that was.
Oh yeah, combo priest can just absolutely just show up to play for keeps.
Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly oh, there's the Elec as well. Okay.
Elec off.
All right. Well, man. I mean, I know what we're gonna see now. We're gonna see good old Elec with a goblin and smacking in the face and a bip bop boop.
That will be so many bombs. That'll shuffle 20 damage worth of bombs into the deck. Like that'll shuffle lethal damage into the Nordavind deck if they decide to go for that.
Quite literally. And there's already another bomb on that. So there's 25 damage worth of bombs right now if they do this.
And so then if you're Nordavind, is there any way... So Nordavind, if they see that happen, if they see the 25 damage bomb package get shuffled into their deck,
yeah,
there might be a way... Oh no, they've played both Prismatic Lens. I was gonna say there's sometimes a way you can exploit Timeout and Prismatic Lens because of the way that the bombs interact, where you can like become invincible and then draw all of your bombs all at once. But that's not gonna work. Both Prismatic Lenses have been played, and here we go: maximum bombitude and gain armor. Like get further out of range of the combo and put their life total down to 14 with 20 damage in the deck, just waiting to get drawn. It's not looking good. All right. Sorry. Only 20 damage remaining in the deck, but the life total's at 9.
They got to play Servala. They got the Baleful Banker. So they can do this and they can heal it back up, and then they have the True Silver. So there's technically like a semi-board clear here, except for the Reborn. But it's not over, but I don't know where you go from here. They're going to be able to double the healing, so that's going to bring that up to about 23? 14 plus 9 is 23?
They'll get, 14 off the Servala, an additional 4, like you're saying, off the True Silver.
2.
Oh, no, they get the double healing as well.
Oh, you're right! I'm a dummy! It also applies with the weapon.
But they'll lose, 3 of it. So they'll net 1, I guess, if they decide to use their sword to kill the Clockwork Goblin. We're gonna go ahead and see Holy Wrath to the face. Okay, that's not a Servala.
No.
I'm not a doctor, but Blood Mage Thalnos is not exactly the same as Servala.
No, they don't have 4 legs. Last I checked, anyways.
Oh, there's our Megadillo. If you want to just pile on threats that Paladin has to remove, go ahead and drop that Armageddillo. It'll power up Ziliax. Actually, we're probably going to see a Warpath clear here, aren't we? It's just too good. Just go ahead and clear out everything for 3 mana. Or for 3 casts, for 6 mana.
Well, yeah. I don't know what else to...
I want to play it.
It's a fun card. I think you only play the gold Armageddillo as well. You never play a normal one. Have you seen the animation for it? It's pretty cool.
No, I don't think I have. Oh, man.
It shoots a laser.
Oh, that's it. It's firing my laser.
Exactly. It's an Armadillo with a freaking laser beam. But, yeah, this is Not
Oh, jeez.
good. Okay, well, the Tomb Warden is just kind of like the final nail in the coffin, I would say. But they're going to just boost that up a little bit with the Armageddillo.
Yeah, and this is a synergy that's just amazing if you're the warrior and miserable if you're anybody else. Ziliax can magnetize onto the Tomb Wardens. So you play Tomb Warden, they're 2/5/8 beaters. One of them survives, you magnetize a 5/4 Ziliax onto it. And you're having a bad time. If you're the paladin, if you're the warrior, you're having a great time.
Yeah.
Equality is going to be forced out here. This Armageddillo cannot be allowed to live. They'll go ahead and take the draw. It's a bomb.
Okay.
Gosh, that's so brutal. They're down to only one bomb left in deck, though, so their Zephyrus is live if they want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
So, silver lining, I guess. They've drawn 20 damage worth of bombs already. They're going to spend their Consecrate.
They're going to play Zephyrs. For...
Yeah, what do they pick off of this? I mean, it's going to offer Tyrion and Gorehowl. What's the third one? Defender of Argus.
All right, they want a body.
Yeah.
They want a body with a weapon for backup. And Tomb Warden? Or Frightened... Well, actually, you could do Flunky, then figure out what you want to do from there.
Yeah, actually.
Shaggy.
This place is scary. Zoinks. Okay. It's Tomb Warden. They're going to go ahead and armor up. And, it's like,
why the heck not?
Yeah, exactly. 10-16 worth of stats is probably good enough for this turn.
It's okay.
Well, all right, so we're going to see, it looks like Nordovan is mousing over their Shrink Ray. And they do have a Shrink Ray Elven Archer combo they can do. Shrink Ray Elven Archer, and then their little 1/1 guy. That will take care of this round of Tomb Wardens. They're looking like... So they have 6 cards left in deck and no draw beyond the Holy Wrath. And they're still looking for that other Baleful Banker, a source of chip damage. And let's see. I guess there's like another Novice Engineer. They have some cards that they really need to.
My gosh.
Oh jeez. Okay. Brutal. At least it's not 2/5/8s this time, I guess. If you're Nordovind. There's that Novice Engineer. Go ahead and...
Yeah.
And once again, combo deck math time. Do we have the time to draw? Do we have the time to develop the Tyrion, which represents the chip damage that will hopefully get the warrior down to 25? Do we have to heal this turn? Can we get away with not healing this turn? Do we have to become invincible this turn? Can we get away with not? There's probably a lot of chatter going on. You're talking about how there's, the whole team is working on this turn together.
Well, a lot of the damage that warrior has is more on board than it is from hand. There's not actually really anything from hand except for like the weapons that warrior could produce that's kind of out of thin air. So I think they're just kind of going like, all right, what minions do we account for is I think more the discussion. Like, what have they played already? What can we expect from them? What should we, how should we trade and value trade and all this stuff? So Bills, I'm dead.
Omega Devastator's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Warriors is a good class.
It is strong. That's just one of those classes that is perpetually dangerous.
Both perpetually dangerous and wasting your time as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that it can make your series more difficult. We're gonna see, I would assume, a single war path. Oh, yeah, that's right, Frightened Flunky. And then Omega Devastator will probably come down to destroy this Tyrion. What do we got?
Terrible.
Yeah, not the most exciting options.
Go for the Patriarch, I guess.
They're mousing over Tolvir. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess just take the cheapest one. All right. So this Ashbringer, Nordovan needs to figure out how to obviously get through these taunts, and then swing this Ashbringer into the warrior's face all 3 times. Okay. That's the last bomb. For now.
That makes it not possible to trade without playing the Shirala. So I guess they're gonna play Novice. Get the Baleful!
Okay. 2 cards left in deck. Which would be their second Consecration. And I'm not sure what the other one is, but so the last 2 cards are second Consecration. And another, oh no. I'm not sure what this, anyway, one of them's definitely a Consecration. So they're trying to figure out if there's a way that they do get 2 turns of invincibility, but they really want to be able to swing this Ashbringer. Yeah, gosh, if they have to commit this Ashbringer damage to the board, it's going to be tricky to knock off this 8 points of armor plus the additional 5 points of health that they have to remove. Go ahead and draw Wrench Caliber.
Brought back by Ziliax or potentially a shield block?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Bombs going in. Just relentless life total pressure coming in from this warrior deck. Paladin's already been reduced to about 4. Oh my gosh.
I'm almost out of cards.
There's that Consecration. So at this point, they're trying to map out some way that they can actually win the game. So even if you deal 25 damage to the warrior right now, they're sitting at almost 40. So it would leave them with 14 health, even if this combo works.
It's time to test your metal.
Which they're gonna go ahead and go for it. I mean, you have to, right? This is the reason.
Yeah, there's nothing better you can do, right? Yeah. It's unfortunate.
I'm almost out of
Oh, Flash of Light. That's the other card. Okay, well, that's gonna do it. There is.
I appreciate that they've done their best. Oh, well, I mean, they at least have more bodies on board for this, thanks to the Baleful Banker. And they will be able to clear the board, heal, and get brawled.
There is a pretty good chance. Well, they're going to get a bomb shuffled into their deck, brawled. Yeah, snip. They actually, warrior can play out if they want to, a snip, snap, and then brawl. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and brawl this. I guess between the
not even the gold
calibers. Yeah. Well, mission, they were successful. All of the armor is gone. Warrior has been reduced to only 30 life.
Here we go.
All right.
All right. Well, that was a little bit painful to watch, as I felt really bad for Nordevin because obviously they know how to use that OTK deck really efficiently, but unfortunately just with against the warrior, there's so much health, there's so much answers, there's really just nothing that you can do, and I don't know if necessarily that would have been the right thing to queue. I felt like maybe the druid or the priest might have been more effective as an option to generally answer whatever they're about to go up against.
Yeah, I'm interested to see which of their decks they think is best against this bomb warrior. You're mentioning that the priest deck, obviously very explosive early game potential. The druid has a little bit more ability to present threats, just like wave after wave of board-based threats. And it looks like it is going to be the quest druid. They're going to go ahead and queue in. So their quest druid includes King Phaoris for one big round of boards. The Floop, of course, allows for a second Phaoris for another big wave of threats. They're actually playing a copy of Mind Control tech in their list. 2 copies of Bees. Sometimes we see those flexed out for other stuff. And both copies of Worthy Expedition. Sometimes we see those flexed out. 2 copies of Innervate as well. And sometimes we see those. Sometimes we see only 1 Innervate, for example. So this actually looks like just a really consistent list. Pretty much 2 ofs all the way through. We don't see any
I like this.
At least, yeah, at least the Enlightened, no Zephyrus, no Nomi, just Quest Druid. Sorry, I stepped on you there. What were you saying?
No, I like this. I was just um I'm looking at the deck right now. I'm just trying to read into it. Is this the This is just the King Fioris one, so not the Malagos one.
Right.
So this will be interesting to see. I think the consistency is going to be rewarded a lot. I do want to see how Nordovan manages their resources, because that's going to be very important to see how they deal with board clear versus dealing damage to face. I think with just the way that they have the King Fioris, it is a more aggressive deck, so they do have a lot more opportunities to cover the board. So they can value trade, they can really actually stave off warpaths as well, in some cases, because of just how high health a lot of the minions are. And then on top of that as well, there's just a lot of possibilities with just the high mana cost spells that King Fioris is going to make things very much easily available. So it's just a matter of, like, if things start getting out of hand early with the warrior, then King Fioris is not going to get as much value because they have to use those spells to stay alive. But if they can hold on to spells long enough and get control of the situation of the board using just the minions that they have and completing the quest, then I think it's going to be good for the side of Druid, excuse me.
Yeah, and they're actually playing 2 copies of, so all of those tech choices that they are not including, you know, the Nomi, the Elise, that allows them to have room for 2 copies of Starfall, Hidden Oasis, and Nourish. So yeah, so that this is going to be a bigger than average Feoris than we see out of folks who flex in. You know, they'll cut 1 Hidden Oasis to fit an Elise. Kind of situations. So we see that once again we see the warrior just going ahead and playing one of the finest 1-drops into one of the finest 2-drops. Ironfur Grizzly is not that impressive, but it was for free. It came from outside. It came from beyond their deck.
It's not a Cholin Yeti with taunt.
Right. Spellbreaker on the Crystal Merchant. Just realizing that they, druids. A lot of times you play against a quest druid, and you will find yourself in the situation where they seem to have the card they need all the time.
Yep.
Crystal Merchant is one of those culprits that, you'll mouse over their deck. It's like, wait, they've drawn 4 more cards than me already?
Denying whatever draw you can, I think, is makes most amount of sense.
Yeah. And we actually see, oh man, so this druid is working on a really good poker hand with 2 pair already.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Could get a full house.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, not much going on here. It looks like junk for the warrior at the moment. Just things that can't really go off. Wrench Caliber would be nice, but you want that Elec, so it's really just kind of whatever they're working on board. They are probably going to play Town Crier, get a Ziliax, most likely, or one of the Mummies with Reborn. Which again drives me nuts that there's no archetype minion for mummies. I feel like there's enough of them. No, okay, so they're just gonna go ahead and play the Red Caliber and just clear this board, play the Town Crier, fair enough. I think this is where things are gonna slow down a little bit for the Warriors, so potentially the Druid could play the catch-up game now.
Yeah, we're gonna see their turn 5. Just one of the strongest things you can do as a quest druid, assuming you manage to stay alive. They're already down to 11. Is play your quest complete Starfalls, your quest complete Oasis Surgers, and any of that alongside Anubis Defender. Just really allows you to wrest control of a board that you've been spending 4 turns falling behind on. We do see one of the big payoffs for the bombs in Blastmaster Boom on the far side of the warrior hand. So the Wrench Caliber is going to be setting up. There's already 1 bomb in there. Wrench Caliber swings again. Dr. Boom is going to make 4 boom bots.
Well, potentially, because you can't forget that we're talking about Druid here. So Druid's got a little bit of drawing power in itself. It did lose both minions that do draw, but it does have potentially a Nourish that could come at any given point, plus the Wraths. So it could just draw out the bombs very quickly that it doesn't allow that Dr. Boom to get the full value.
That's true. And I would imagine that For the Win Esports, thinking along those same lines, like, let's see if we can just drop this boom on 7. give them the least amount of chance. They've already been silencing off draw and removing unsilenced draw. I would imagine that they are very motivated to try to set up this. They're trying to make it difficult for a druid to nourish without dying. Well, there's a nourish. Let's see if they think they can get away with nourishing without dying. Because the druid's probably tempted to play Hidden Oasis right now. Heal for 12,
I
get
agree.
a 6/6 taunt.
I think that's the ideal play you want to do here. I don't think
Yeah.
it's the end of the world, though, that you have to play Hidden Oasis. I think that's going to be fine. Then you just play the Nourish the next turn. Or you just hold on to that Nourish when things get dire and you just use what you have at the moment. Just like, you can naturally draw and still have a lot of responses because you have that Oasis Surger now with the 5/5 charge and have 2 of them. So it's not like it's you're in dire straits, and they've managed to clear the board already thanks to the Starfall and a couple of other ways. So this is still good for the Druid, I think. Honestly, I don't think there's... If you play Hidden Oasis, you're still okay. You also get a 6/6 on board with Taunt. I mean, Druid looks great. There's not really much going on in the hand for the side of 4 to win esports. So this is like a really good chance for Nordavind to start making back some miles.
Yeah, and they're so this Dr. Boom will come down next turn, Tomb Warden after that, and then they're pretty much out of gas until turn 10 when they can play their full bore Omega assembly.
I like this a lot. I think this is the most value you're going to get out of the Dr. Boom, especially the fact that it's been pretty slow to draw for the Druid. Like you said, there was a lot of threats, so this is, I think, the most optimal way of going about it. Interesting they don't choose to go for the Dr. Boom. They decide to leave that... well, okay. Well, they can use the Starfall to clear it, of course.
They are...
I thought maybe you want to hold on to it, but maybe not.
Yeah, and that's a big information. That's a big thing for the Warrior to make note of. Is both Starfalls are gone now. So now, in terms of removal, it's Oasis Surgers and Wraths, Bees, like a little smaller. Like the big deal 7 and or like deal 5 and clear a board for 2. All of that's gone, so they can now freely try to go wider against the Druid if they want to. All of them.
They do have to account for the swipes, is all, because they could still go Lodi swipe.
That's true. The 4 or the 5/2 swipe, but so much of the stuff that this Warrior's playing has. Well, not so much. But like Tomb Wardens have so much health, Armageddillos have so much health.
You're quite correct, but it does chunk it down a good bit that it doesn't feel unobtainably far away to take back the board.
For sure. Wrath coming into hand.
Okay.
So Druid sitting at 16 health, staring down 6. They're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to nourish all the way up to 10 crystals and 3 additional cards. There's one of those bombs. All right, now sitting at 11 health.
I mean, that's okay. They still get their taunts. All right, so this is fine. I was a little bit worried. Did they play their Ziliax already? I don't remember if they did. Or was that last
Warrior
time?
or Druid?
Warrior.
Warrior has
There's
not
no
yet played their
Ziliax
Ziliax. Yeah, I was like, although Ziliax is so good.
You never know.
Yeah, Warrior has not yet played their Ziliax this game.
Okay.
There's that kind of came out of order, huh?
Yeah, it did. Unfortunate.
So
and they're just one turn away from the mech assembly.
Yeah, so he'll probably just spend this turn wrench calibering away Lodi and armoring up. Not the most inspiring turn for the Warrior, but next turn they get to 1 mana draw 3 mechs.
Yeah.
And see if they can continue. See if they can find some additional pressure, because they've managed to put the Druid under quite a bit of pressure up until this point, but now they've, like you were saying a couple turns ago, they've kind of run out of stuff. That Tomb Warden was the last board-based pressure they had in their hand until turn 10.
Or the Expedition, debating whether they want draw or discover. I think I would like a discover with another Hidden Oasis. Actually, would be pretty good. I actually like the Hidden Oasis more than Lodi, just because it gives you more health and you can draw with your Nourish without worrying. So, you can play. So they're gonna play, yeah, Ferocious Howl, get more draw into Ferocious Howl. So I mean that's more armor that they know for sure is gonna come soon. Only downside to this at the moment in this situation is that they don't have many spells still, so they need to get this King Fiora soon if they want to actually get anything out of it.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Hidden Oasis over the just second Ferocious Howl. I wonder, because just one hopes that a 6-mana creature turns out to be better than a 3-mana creature, but
Right.
they also don't know exactly where King Feoris is in their deck. They still have 12 cards
There's bombs.
left in deck. Yeah, there's I believe 2 bombs once again back in the deck, probably about to be increased to 3. So
and it's just never a good idea to be low health against a warrior because you never know what happens.
yeah. Okay. Once again, man, I gotta hand it to For the Win Esports. They're having a hard time with their taunt discovers.
Yeah, this is unlucky, as we would say in the industry.
Yeah. It right now, Frightened Flunky is just very frightened of Armageddillos and Tomb Wardens.
I just say you go for the Violet Warden, and then you just play Armageddillo, boost that up, and I don't know, just go for heavy stuff. Because, like, on top of that, the Violet Warden will get more health, which means then you can have a body after the Warpath.
Oh, big draw there. Cenarius is one of those bombs that you get to, like, quest complete. Cenarius is ludicrous.
Yeah, and you get to clear this Armageddillo with one easy hit and still have an A4 on board, which is really nice. Ziliax comes off. Would have been nice to have earlier. There's the Warpath. It's going to clear roughly about everything except for the Cenarius, but, I mean, that's War 1 path gone, used on 4/4 Treants. Yeah, this is like, this clears Cenarius, this clears half a Hidden Oasis, and it clears an Anubisath Defender that was played for 0. Yep.
And it only cost the warrior 10 mana and 5 life to do it.
Not good. This is almost exact revenge for the OCK Paladin matchup that they just had.
Oh, and you're gonna actually floop Cenarius.
I like this idea. Just build back up the board again with like, because like I don't think you're gonna use the floop on anything else that's like really that great, except maybe an Oasis Surger, but that's about it.
Yeah, and they know that the 4 left-hand cards in Warrior's hand are 3 mechs and then a discovered taunt. So there's really only 2 cards that could be Brawls, another Warpath. And so this is their chance.
Yep.
Nordavind has seized an opportunity to really press the board advantage in their favor. Now they're sitting at 37 health, and like you said, they've really turned the tables. 30 now. Who's got more than 30 health now? Warrior. Druid does.
Yeah, it's the Druid. Spoiler alerts.
Spoilers, it's Druid.
Oh man, this does not feel good in any way, shape, or form. You could. It's really just a bunch of magnetics. And they're going to go ahead and just get a lot of health back up. And they're going to do what they can. And unfortunately, at least there's a Divine Shield, so this will make it a little bit trickier, but I think the swipe will just happen. Ooh,
Yeah,
bees!
Bees!
Well, they're going to heal back the warrior either way, so I think they're okay with just using the bees.
Yeah, so that'll deal. So yeah, they can either bees Cenarius. They could actually bees swipe if they don't want to spend any of their board on this clear. They're gonna go ahead and draw first. They also have the Oasis Surger if they want to use half of that in conjunction with the bees. Oh, there's the king. With that King Feoris draw, I wonder if they're now tempted to do a like bees Oasis Surger and hang on to the swipe and to nourish. So at least the king gets 2. It gets. This is exactly what you were referring to several turns ago, where they've played out all 3 copies of Hidden Oasis since they got one off Worthy Expedition.
Yep.
They've already played a Nourish. They've played both Starfalls. There's not a whole lot of gas for King Feoris.
I mean,
now.
yeah, with like maybe the Worthy Expedition, if they pull that one, they can have a Nourish, another Nourish to get at least a Nourish 6 cost, or just whatever they want to do.
Yeah, pick up that new classic card. It's like Revenge of the Wild or something. It
That's a
costs like
100.
8 mana. No, the one it's a
Oh, you're
new
right. I'm
basic
sorry.
card. Yeah,
Right.
it's garbage. No one's ever played it, but it's like 8 mana. So but that's not a choose one. It's not, so you can't find it off Worthy Expedition. Curses. That would, yeah. So yeah, Nourish is probably the best to choose. Nourish or another Hidden Oasis. All right. So Warrior is now faced with just a Snip Snap and a Restless Mummy, as well as a buffed up Violet Warden and damaged Stegatron. Spring Rocket. They need to clear this board and somehow deal 38 damage to the Druid. And they don't have any kind of resource generation in their hand right now. So they're just going to go ahead and make a gigantic damaged Stegatron.
Yeah, why not? And then the Snip Snap will give you 2 1/1s on the board, and there you go. That's all the bombs gone, I think, now as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, no damage has been done by the bombs.
Oh my gosh. They've taken so much bomb damage and they're still at over 30 life.
This feels very good to be the Druid right now. Swipe comes in. I think Feoris is going to come in next turn if they want to do it. I'm debating if you want to use the Nourish. I don't think you want to use the Nourish. You have 5 cards left in the deck. Don't want to fatigue against the Warrior quite yet. So I think you just take it on the chin and say, you know what, Feoris, you're a big body. Get in there, pal. Bring your friends in. We'll just do what we can.
Everyone get in here. Gosh,
Wow,
so I guess
it's almost like a classic line from Hearthstone.
Right?
No one.
I think they're debating if they want to commit a bees or a swipe. Looks like they're going to go ahead and spend a bees and then one of their treants. They're actually going to spend bees and swipe and leverage all of this existing board pressure.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
You're almost about to hit fatigue. May as well start pumping the gas.
I wonder,
Ooh.
is there any merit to having done that in the other order? So your swipe, so you get to keep 1 bee. I don't know that would ever matter, but it is a little 1/1 guy, and they are very scary.
They're adorable.
They are. They're very fuzzy. I feel like they can. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how fuzzy they are because they do have jewels on like the top of their heads.
Oh, that's right.
They're beautiful. The bees. I don't think it's the end. Well, all right. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world, but hey, who knows?
If it comes down to a single point of damage, I will A, be surprised, and B,
Be
bring it up
surprised?
again. I will be surprised.
Well, you know what? As casters, we always should harp on people for missing that one opportunity of damage.
That's right. It's a game of inches.
It's the gates are open. Oh, there was another bomb. Okay, it did 2 damage. The bomb.
They did it.
Worthy Expedition.
All right.
Starfall would be a pretty good one.
Let's see. Wow, these are. I guess you take the Nourish just so that it powers up your King Feoris.
Maybe
So you don't
the
want to draw.
lore. Oh, all right. I was thinking maybe the lore, just because
Yeah, it is a 5/5.
and
And
it
it
would
does.
get you more stuff, I guess.
All right. So in the hand for Warrior, Town Crier, Spring Rocket, and Brawl. We're gonna see a Town Crier Brawl.
All right, who's gonna win? Place your bets, Bills.
It looks like it's gonna be the Oasis Surger.
Oh, the bigger minion one. I see.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing some math here. And obviously you play the King Feoris, though. No, they're gonna leave the game.
Okay. I'm doing some math here, and you concede.
Yep. The math that adds up.
All right, it adds up that it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Which
West.
means it is 2.
So yeah, now we're down to the. So obviously the Quest Druid remains.
Yep, with the
And
priest.
now, yeah, For the Win has to decide between their OTK Paladin and their Malagos Druid. And it's gonna be Malagos Druid.
I was about to say, it's like, I don't think you want to have this paladin face against the druid, because this druid is so aggressive that this would actually hurt the... Like, we saw how basically they made the board out of nothing, right? Like, that literally is not what the paladin wants at all. The paladin doesn't want to go up against a board that can make nothing, or something from nothing. Because that means that basically you have to extend a lot of the resources that you want, like the shrink rate, the equality, the Not the eviscerate consecration. And it's just not good. All right, so literally not the best hand right now for Nordavind, which is probably what For the Win Esports wants, and well, not a terrible hand for the win. They could do something about this.
Yeah, they're actually going to go ahead and coin. They're going to try to get ahead on the quest. They are saddled with a couple of combo pieces in their hand right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to play Crystal Merchant is great, and having the coin allowing them to go ahead and get to 1 of 4 ticks on their quest. Oasis Surger, spicy later on. Not doing a whole lot right now though. Oh, is this list? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and see I'd say in terms of off-curve curves, For the Win Esports' off-curve curve seems to be quite a bit stronger.
Bees hole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm being very dumb right now.
No. Behold the jewels of the set. Bees.
I mean, the bees have jewels, so behold the jewel of the bees.
This is an interesting decision point for Nordavind.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to spend the swipe. They don't want to leave this Crystal Merchant alive. They do want to make quest progress. They're going to go ahead and hero power.
Bad news, Bears. They got it. They just got to take it on chin and just try to catch up with the quest.
And but this Crystal Merchant, this is like leaving up a Manatide totem. This is dancing with danger. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like this should be like the Malagos one should not be the aggressor, but it's right now the aggressor, and we just got to see a turn slowing down now. But with turn 5 coming up, and I think I see an Oasis Surger, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be 10 damage on the board coming very soon for your face, Nordavind.
Yeah, we're gonna see the old Oasis Surger into Oasis Surger.
Yeah.
Just two trains hurtling into each other.
Choo choo. Well, I don't know. We might see the Nurge because they really need to start drawing for stuff. Or they might do the Wrath or Starfall? No. They would do Starfall. No, that's not even possible. Wait, they could because they have the inner whatever. The inner thingamabob. The inner innervate.
For sure.
The inner mob. I don't know. It's like you don't want to waste too much resources. Like this Oasis Surger just feels like a waste because it's just trading, and you'd rather take the 10 damage because then you can get the draw, and then there's more crazy stuff you could do. Like I don't think it's that bad because you do have the hidden Oasises. So then you can just take this on the chin and be moving about your day. There's just like I feel like you just want to draw as the druid. That's like your top priority, and then the rest is like okay, clear the board if we can't draw.
Yeah, and it looks like they're. I mean, they know that they are 2 or 3 cards behind. Yep, they're gonna go ahead and nourish to dig in a little bit.
Double
they have both the
innervate?
innervates now, so now yeah, they can still do some stuff. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Wrath come out, or maybe just innervate out the Lodi. Yeah, that makes sense too, because it's gonna be super Lodi. They can even charge if they want to and poison one of these. No, they're just gonna go ahead and keep it in hidden spell power mode, so that this Wrath can actually get in there and kill an Oasis Surger.
Makes some sense.
And so now, if you are For the Win, you have a lot of buttons. All of a sudden, all the buttons on your console are lit up. And you get it's like, oh,
It's like
time to
Xbox
push the
over
button.
here.
Oh yeah.
It's all green. Also, but I love the animation of the radiating because for like the druid with the choose one is leaves that like sprout out from like the edges. It's really pretty. I actually don't like the idea of leaving one of the Oasis Surgers alive because there's really no way that apart from a Wrath, there's not like really anything they're gonna use to get rid of this like very low health Lodi. You know, that's just like go for it. But here we are. Now you have another Lodi. Now you just have 2 Lodis hanging out, just doing nothing, just being Lodi.
They're both stealth looking. Is like, is there a Lodi around here?
Yeah.
I don't see one. And the other Lodi's like, is there another Lodi around here?
I don't know. I think you're the only Lodi here. Wait, when did you get here?
I have a feeling there might be another Lodi around. My Lodi radar's going off.
my what is it? My Lodi senses are tingling.
Yeah, they're tingling right now. So the Nordavind has the option, if they want to really step on the gas to innervate out King Feoris this turn. And it'll hit
Oh, you're right.
2
Ooh.
5s, a 6.
Ooh,
a
I
2,
like
and a
going
3.
wide. Why not go wide?
For no one.
Why
I mean,
not make a board out of nothing and force them to use resources for the win to get rid of stuff?
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to decide between Starfall and other more responsible stuff. They're actually just going to go ahead and they're going to double Starfall. Did I see that right? They're going to
Yes.
Starfall, innervate Starfall?
Yep.
Okay. So the King
That's not
Feoris a
fun.
little bit less spicy now.
Yeah.
And leaves for the win with just a
Nothing.
with just a nothing. That's right.
Yeah.
Lodi has spell power. Everybody.
They just all they did was discover that there's a Lodi.
He's like, hey, there was a Lodi. It's dead.
Yeah.
And Lodi's like, I'm safe from Starfall. I have 6 health. Wait a minute, what's happening? There is a Lodi around here. No.
Did I just hear an extra mana crystal somewhere?
Yeah.
I love you, Bills. I love pretending to be cards. It's so fun.
Yeah. Well, they have so much personality, and
Yeah.
plus, Super Lodi is so cool.
Yeah, right. Remember convincing Infiltrator yesterday? It's like, hey, let me back in the rest pool.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's me again.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy looks nice. Yeah, he's a friendly guy.
Yeah, gave me $5 one time when I needed for that Uber.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah. All right. Well, your draw power's coming in. I nourish. I want nourish. You could use the wrath to get rid of. You could technically make this board really sticky with just like trading Lodi with something. Ooh, there is actually a spell buff, so they can get rid of one of the Oasis Surgers.
Yeah.
But then
keep their.
you leave this merchant. But do you nourish and then hope with the nourish you run into a swipe? That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that could. They're gonna. It looks like they're gonna Oasis
This
Surger to clear
is
out.
a sound idea.
Oh, and they're gonna go ahead and get their Manatide Totem rolling. Their crystalline totem. Oh, there's the Floop. So now they have the option. Now they have the Feoris into Feoris, but they're down to only 3 spells in hand. One of them's a Nourish, so if there's a Cairn in there, something like that.
Well, there's also the hidden oases. They haven't used them yet.
Yeah. So that's
There's
a
then there's the other swipe.
Yep, definitely another swipe. So do you Nourish to try to hit those before you Feoris, or do you Feoris first and like take the guaranteed 6, 3, and 1? I guess it also depends on what they draw. Looking at the combo druid, they are well on their way. The only thing they're missing is their Malagos, of course. And I guess they're actually missing several pieces. They need their second Moonfire. They're going to go ahead and commit one of their swipes. Since they've been able to push Nordavind all the way down to 19 health, they don't need... Oh, here we go.
Yeah, why not?
Zentimo, Toxfin, Blink Fox, and a Dread Infernal. And, I'd imagine they're trying to decide if they would like to attack with Lodi. Do they think they have the time to keep Lodi around for her spell damage? For that last remaining swipe? And the other Wrath? Or is it time to just start getting in there for 4? It's time. There is a Lodi here. I knew it.
Ow! Why
Ouch.
you guys didn't tell me? Did you see her?
Oh man, she's poisonous. Don't worry, I'm a hero. I don't die to poison.
Yeah, she probably has like a remedy right and ready.
Yeah, just immediately.
Yeah.
All right, so this Ferocious Howl is going to heal for 10.
You know what? I have a genuine kind of curious question.
Mm-hmm.
Does a Wrath attack adjacent minions with a Zentimo on board?
I guess so. Wow, that deals 12 damage and draws 3 cards. Holy crap! For 2.
I know. I just was like, I wanted to throw that out there into the universe just to see maybe it's a thing.
Wow. One time I want to see that.
I would. They only used one of their wraths, I think.
Yeah, you're right. So wait, if they cast Hidden Oasis on one of their minions, do they get 3 Oasis elementals? Whatever those guys are called?
Oasis Surgers? Or
No,
Hidden
the
Oasis?
yeah, if they cast Hidden Oasis, because you can target that on a creature, does that go off?
I think that
times?
just. I think that
And you get
just
3
would be the
6/6s?
healing. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Come on, we need Wrath right now.
I want to see some silliness happen. Mark of Nature, that goes off 3 times, right?
Give a minion +4. Yeah.
So that's actually plus
I'm
12
curious.
attack.
We can
That's like a
still do
tiny
the
bloodlust.
experiment. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Cenarius is probably better.
We
But
don't know. They're probably thinking like we don't know either. We should probably
Actually,
try it.
definitely try it, please, for the fans.
Do it for us.
Actually, we
Oh,
are.
they're doing it.
Oh yes.
Let's
Oh
see.
yes, do it. Do
Come on.
it.
Come on. Come on. I'm so curious.
Do it, please.
I'm wondering. I'm gonna actually DM them right now and tell them to do it. Oh wait.
This is definitely gonna.
Wait. Give a minion.
plus
Yeah.
4.
Okay, they're doing it.
Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna work. Everything gets plus 4 attack, plus 4 health, and taunt.
Oh
This
my
is-
gosh! This is so cool.
If you bees a creature, does it go off 3 times?
Oh.
No.
12
No.
12 bees?
No, I don't think that works because it summons 4 bees and then they attack. It doesn't.
No, wouldn't it do the animation though, and then do it again? Because
I-
technically, when you hex, it does the animation, finish it, Zentimo then activates. So
Right.
technically, you might get 8 damage if that's the case.
But I think the way that bees is worded, I don't.
One way to
it
find
says
out.
it says choose a minion. Yeah, I'm delighted.
This Zentimo has been everything.
Yeah, I really want to. I mean, this isn't the board to do it on, but if you target a creature with Hidden Oasis, I mean, obviously you waste about 36 healing.
I'm
but-
just so happy that we got to see the Zentimo used on a druid spell, and we got to witness some great brokenness.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Now we know for sure that if Zentimo was a druid card, it would be played in Quest Druid, 100%. All
Yep.
right.
I think they heard lethal here.
It's
5 plus
it's-
5, yeah, 10 plus
Ooh.
7. Yep, that's lethal right there. And with that, Zentimo being able to buff a card that you got off of Expedition is...
Yeah. That's if there's ever a moment that just kind of sums up.
Hearthstone.
That might be the moment from this series. Is like that's Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I got a Zentimo off my Feoris, and it allowed me to give my creatures plus 12, and taunt.
I will fight with honor.
So it all comes down to this for FTW Esports. This
This
OTK
is-
Paladin needs to win a couple of games.
I got bad news for you, Bills. We saw how Feoris worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then we also saw how Floop really helped out with just being able to allowing literally to be another one. I'm looking for the name so I can Cenarius. Like basically just being able to build that board up out of nothing again. It's just so. I'm just gonna repeat it. Is dangerous for the OTK because they want to use it against stuff that they know is coming from the deck rather than from air.
Yeah, and with the 2 copies of Untapped Potential, or sorry, not Untapped Potential, Worthy Expedition.
Yeah.
That's another potential 1 or 2 Cenariuses, or Tending Torrens, or Oasis Surgers, and then Floop, of course, like you were saying, duplicates Feoris, duplicates Cenarius. The number of boards that Druid can generate can just be surprising. It's actually, oh wow, look at that tech choice. A singleton copy of Bloodsail Corsair in the OTK Paladin. I guess that's probably a nod to Bomb Warriors, huh? This is a try to snipe off a round of Wrench Calibers.
Oh,
There's Shirvala.
okay.
So we're probably going to go ahead and see what's the most drawing they can do this turn. They can either coin Prismatic Lens, they can coin double Novice Engineer, or they can just single Novice Engineer and hang out. They know that the Druid's not going to start really asserting themselves for another couple of turns. So it seems like this is their chance. They have a couple of turns to draw as aggressively as they want to. If they are able, there's a part of me that wants to go ahead and coin out the prismatic lens, because you can just go ahead and start driving the cost of that Shrivala down. Because you need to get it to 0. Prismatic lens is 4 mana, draw 2. All right, we're going to go ahead and see. All right, they coined. They're checking for counterspell. No, okay, we're going to go ahead and Blood Mage Thalnos and the Novice Engineer.
They're checking for counterspell. Yeah, that was a little bit hesitant, wasn't it?
I guess, and that's one of those things like you were talking about earlier. When you have a whole team full of expert players talking to each other, I'm sure right up until the very end there was a discussion between the merits of Prismatic Lens versus Thalnos Novice Engineer versus Double Novice Engineer versus just Thalnos versus just Novice Engineer. You know, there's so many different permutations.
Can you think why they didn't want a Prismatic?
I guess they figured they're looking at the way that their hand sort of curves into the future, and like this turn they can just go ahead and play it for 4. Although now actually they're having some hand space issues where if they play Prismatic Lens, they will mill themselves, which they probably don't want to do.
Yeah, because you still got your Balefuls and both Holy Rats in the deck, like literally both of them.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be just a Novice this turn, and then Hero Power.
Oh, the Prismatics again.
Oh, nice. So they've got some big draws going on.
They got things going, but
and now they just have to decide: do they want a Hero Power, Crystal Smith, Kangor? They're not going to commit their Wild Pyromancer. We've talked about how many boards Druid can come up with. That Pyromancer is being held until
close
equalities. Yeah.
Or as close as it can be without burning you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just and this is one of the things that can be a little deceptive about combo decks. Every turn is so important because your combo wins the game. Everything else is noise or ways to survive. So what's the most effective and efficient way to stay alive but get to your combo and win the game as quickly as possible? And so there's frantic discussion happening on the FTW esports team.
Well, the good news is that at least they share the same language.
Yes, that's definitely an advantage.
Nordvin is a wonderful amalgamation of different European countries, but For the Win is straight up Portuguese, so you know, there is that real-time translation that does come into play. Though I think like it's Europe, so like everybody learns like English at grade 1, so
English is just everyone's second language.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not that big of a deal, but like I don't know.
All right.
You know what? It's Nordvin. It doesn't even matter. It's just Nordvin things.
Right. So they're just, if you look through their trophy cabinet, it's all belts and cups.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Shrink Ray coming into
Grandmasters and
right.
Is there anything else you want to add? You know, just like these, just like, and they just like yes, actually, and they drop like a long list of scrolls of accomplishments.
The one advantage to that FTW gets for this is their Consecrate actually gets to work without having to combo it with anything. They don't have to equality Consecrate. It's a 1-for-1. You know, it's not the most valuable Consecrate in the world, but they don't have to commit any other resources to make it go.
And something from the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit it's one thing from the deck, but still.
Just take a look at the draw real quick, Bemmy. This is insane. The Paladin's sitting at 13 cards left in deck. Druid just cast a Nourish, and they're at 8. They're 5 cards behind. They this Paladin has been drawing at a blistering pace. Their deck velocity is huge.
It is impressive. I wonder though, when does it start becoming a little bit difficult for the Paladin? Because at some point, it's going to be just nothing but Prismatic and Timeout until you get those Baleful Banger Holy Rest to pull off the combo, and then hopefully a Hidden Oasis just doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna. Well, yeah. I think if they double combo, if they're able to hold all of their combo pieces and pull
They'll be
off,
okay.
then they'll be able to win. They'll still be able to deal the 50 damage and win the game. And a single hidden oasis won't. But yeah, if they have to like delay a turn,
I
yeah,
guess.
it's gonna be really that could if they have to like do a combo turn and then wait a turn.
Ooh,
Oh, what do we have here? Holy Wrath for 2.
that's helpful.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and spend
Timeout
it.
now?
Yeah, I don't think they. I mean, it's sort of 3 mana heal for 13.
Must move quickly.
So
I suppose to put things in perspective, and you can get rid of one of the treants, but
yeah, that's right.
I don't know actually if they want to do that at all. Maybe they're just wanting to use this as a way to bait out, saying, "Hey, I have no answers. I have to buy time, so please develop the board, pretty please, so I can shrink Ray Pyromancer."
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like this is just a free removal of this treant. And also they need to clear out some hand space so they can cast their other prismatic lens. So they're not looking for maximum value off every card. They only have 10 cards left in their deck. They'll draw down to 9 next turn if they can prismatic lens all the way down to 7. This is going to be one of the fastest combos I've ever seen if they're able to really maintain this kind of pace. Because they still have both copies of Flash of Light as well. And so that's another 2 draws. If they can hit, if they draw Flash of Light, draw off of that, prismatic lens, 2 draws off of that, another Flash of Light, another draw off of that. They're sitting, if they manage to hit all of their draw cards, are they playing a Hammer of Wrath? They are. So 3 of these 10 cards draw cards. Prismatic lens draws 2 cards. They are. This druid is going to have to start generating all those boards we were talking about. Here we go. Here's some pressure. A nice calm heal all the way to 30, 16 damage on board situation for the druid as they pass over to the paladin. There's Hammer of Wrath. That's another draw. And so now Paladin is in a position where they have to decide, is it time to start using some of their more premium board removal options? 16 is a lot. Hammer of Wrath will obviously take some of that away. They would prefer not to let Druid draw cards, so if they can find a way to clear this Crystal Merchant, that would definitely be an argument in favor of going for maybe committing a little bit more. If you use Hammer of Wrath and Pyromancer, you can actually clear... If you cast Pyromancer and then cast Hammer of Wrath on the Crystal Merchant, that will actually clear out the Crystal Merchant. But is the draw or the damage more threatening? I'm sure they're having that conversation as well.
I think
Move quickly.
it actually makes Pyromancer. Oh no, they have another Pyromancer, so they're just gonna use Shrink Ray Pyromancer with the cheaper one.
All right, board 1.
I thought they only had the 5 mana Pyromancer, so I was like in my head thinking like, gosh, what do you do here? But they're fine. Feoris is gonna come down though, and actually this could be good.
This is gonna be a big Feoris.
Whoa!
Ha! Hogger.
All right, well, and the
Anka
Goblin
the
Mob.
Buried. Battle. Oh, that's a battle cry. I thought Anka the Buried was one of those
Passive?
kind of like. Yeah, I thought it was a passive effect.
Or
this
end
is a
of
lot.
turn is like I think what it is. Or...
So here it is, board number 2. Board number 2 out of, I don't know.
Actually, you know
6.
what? You shrink. Wait, do they have their other Shrink Ray? No, they don't.
Yeah, they're actually only playing 1 copy of Shrink Ray. But do they have either of their equalities? They do have an equality.
They do have an equality. So if they played their equality right now, there would be. It actually would be good because then basically they only take 7 damage to the face. They're almost done drawing the deck. This could literally be the answer that For the Win is looking for because they have ways of healing.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and equality this board as well.
I don't know. I actually would want to keep this board.
Well, but equality only changes the health, right?
Oh, you're right. I was like, that's why I was like, Shrink Ray would be great here.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, actually, if they were able to Shrink Ray that board, yeah, that would have been. They all of a sudden Druid can't do anything. all of their spells and all of their stuff that generates threat a lot of times requires at least one board space. All right, War Druid Lodi, Druid of the Scythe, Power of the Wild. The one thing on Druid's mind is pressure. How do we kill them?
Under pressure.
Do 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 do
Do, 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 do.
Dun, dun. They did not hit the highest pressure options here on this Discover. We're going to go ahead and take the Lodi.
This is our board. Under pressure.
I would imagine they're looking for their Floop right now. They didn't hit it because if they were able to draw Floop off of that Nourish, they would be able to basically
another Feoris, yeah.
Yeah. So now they have to decide: do we give ourselves one more draw to potentially hit a Feoris? Actually, they can't because they have 10 cards in hand. So they're gonna Ferocious Howl, and they're still gonna have to play something though. A Noobsath Defender, I suppose. All right, 40 health. They're not quite out of the range of double combo at 40 health, but if they can find their other Ferocious Howl, because I think that's only the first one, yeah. Another Ferocious Howl gets them only to 50. That's actually still not enough. They need additional sources of armor.
More armor.
More armor. You must construct additional armor.
Constructing additional armor.
All right, Hammer of Wrath to
Other
the
Holy
face.
Wrath.
Okay.
Where are these bankers? There's
Yeah.
one, but... the Floop?
Okay, the Floop is a... Oh, that's right. Floop wouldn't have turned into Feoris anyway.
This is already the turn.
Yeah, it's already been a turn. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue cycling. Looking for... Mind Control Tech is not going to be super useful coming off the top here. If Paladin is developing a board, it's because they're doing the combo and killing you. The Mind Control Tech is not... It's really just I mean, it's a 3/3, right? It's a 3/3 for 3, so I wouldn't be surprised to necessarily see if Nordavind is ever in a situation where they have 3 mana left over. Well, I will not at all be surprised to see this. Basically, vanilla 3/3. Just hit the board. Nordavind is kind of... They have a bunch of reactive cards with the Starfall, the Wrath. You know, War Druid Lodi is a way to... make all those answers stronger. It's got Poisonous and Rush. They don't have a lot of their high intensity threats going on right now. Although they've already spent a lot of their high intensity threats. Cenarius is gone. King Feoris is gone. Both Worthy Expeditions, I think, have been played. Yeah, Druid is able to generate a lot of boards, but they're kind of petering out in terms of pressure here. Whereas this Paladin only has 3 cards left in deck. One of them's a banker. The other 2, I believe, are Flash of Light. Oh no, sorry, there's 1 Flash of Light in hand already. So it's a Flash of Light, a Baleful Banker, and then something else, maybe a Consecrate. No, Consecrate's in hand already.
Would it be another Flash of Light like last time?
Yeah, there's definitely... So they have 1 in their hand, 1 in their deck, I'm pretty sure, in terms of Flash of Light. They have the other Timeout in their hand. They're spoiled for everything that they ever wanted. Their Shirvala already cost 0. So yeah, they can just go ahead and draw a true Silver Champion. That's what it is. So the last 2 cards should be Baleful Banker and Flash of Light. And right now they're just talking about how they can execute this combo successfully. Gonna go ahead and Equality Consecrate to clear the board. Drive Shirvala down to like -6 mana at this point. Can you imagine if you drove Shirvala's mana cost down to below 0, it actually refunded you mana when you played it?
Play Shirvala, get another turn. It was like, yeah, like a Shirvala is like, man, my Twig of the World Tree is like a lot more angrier than I last remembered it.
A lot more tiger and a lot less twig than it used to be. All right, Ferocious Howl picks up a swipe, and I think Nordavind, they are looking for, so they can heal themselves all the way up to 40, but at this point there are 2 cards left for the Wins Esports deck. They're going to be able to draw them both next turn and become invincible. So it's I would imagine that now they're trying to figure out Nordavind needs to figure out a way. What's the way that we can let For the Win Esports misplay this, because at this point where we're sitting, For the Win Esports will win the game. Will win the game. They've got their combo. They can become invincible. Like they've won the game as long as they don't make any execution errors. And
which they won't, because they're a very good team, and For the Win Esports is a very good organization. Bills.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying this is a high pressure situation against the greatest team in the world. This is it.
I know there's socks on the line, but still.
And that's right. There's a side bet involving socks.
Or something. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Combo number 1, engage. Clear the 6/6. Holy Wrath for 25. Go ahead and equip the True Silver. Send that face as well. Why not? And then next turn, we will see that happen again. And FTW Esports will walk successfully into the fifth
I was not expecting
game.
this to win. I honestly wasn't expecting this to win. I thought there would be enough aggression from the Druid that it would cause so much distraught for the win. But this was just an amazing series of draws, Bills. They just managed to draw into draw.
Yeah, they had an early Christology. They had all their draw at the right time, like you're saying, where the Druid wasn't. While the Druid was still like ramping up their power, like channeling their untapped potential, Paladin was just drawing. Paladin ripped through their deck this game, even with both Nourishes cast.
Quite literally the nuts.
Yeah, it was, and of course expertly navigated. They used their board removal effectively every time. Even now, Druid, has a handful of cards that are good. Oasis Surge is obviously great. Swipe is great. Bees is great. War Druid Lodi is great. But there's not actually a big board in here once the Oasis Surge has been depleted. Because FTW Esports was able to handle Cenarius and King Feoris. Nordavind wasn't able to floop their Feoris or their Cenarius.
And that's
so they're going to heal to 23, and
Game
it's not going to be enough.
5. Game 5, I'm excited. I'm really happy we're doing Game 5.
Oh yeah, this series going the distance is fine with me. Here we go, Shirvala, Baleful Banker. Gonna go ahead and let Shirvala kill this Oasis Elemental guy. I always forget what that guy's called. The Vernal Ancient.
The guy.
Yep. And there it is, 50 damage combo.
Woo! Game 5.
Game 5. Wow, that Paladin deck, when it starts cooking, it starts cooking with gas. That thing moves.
Holy oil. Bills.
But like you're saying, half the deck is draw cards, right? So 2 copies of Novice Engineer, Blood Mage Thalnos, 2 copies of Flash of Light, 2 copies of Prismatic Lens, and 2 copies of Hammer of Wrath. I can't do this with my fingers very well. 9 out of their 30 cards draw. Oh, and Christology, 2 copies of Christology.
Oh yeah.
That thing shreds. That's such a cool deck. I'm so bad at playing it. That's why I'm sitting here. That and
it's okay, Bill. I'm with you on the same boat as well. I go like, this could maybe be a good idea, and then I just die.
It's like, oh man, I ran out of life and cards.
And ideas. I ran out of everything.
Look at this opening. So it's going to be combo priest against, not combo priest in the same way that this OTK Paladin operates. This is a combo priest in that you land a minion, double its health a couple of times, topsy-turvy or inner fire, and then hit them in the face. And whoa, what an opening hand we see from Priest with a Northshire Cleric, Circle of Healing, Light Warden, and Acolyte of Pain on offer. I'd probably see the Acolyte. Sorry? Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Are you talking about Thursday where we just saw bananas Priest openings?
What was the legendary that we saw every time?
Amit. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Was it Oslo who just drew? No, it was Brussels. Brussels
drew Amit every time. In the mulligan.
Amazing at drawing Amit.
Yeah.
Let's see if Nordavind can do that too.
Nope. But I do see really good hand for good old For the Win.
Oh yeah, Christology, fantastic. I wonder if they're going to develop their Novice Engineer into this. I would assume Northshire Cleric. Oh, they're actually going to open with Light Warden. Yeah, that makes sense too. And so now, For the Win Esports, in a sharp turn from last game, has to decide: Do we think they have a Northshire cleric and a way to heal? Which obviously we can see that they 100% do.
They can see there's a way to heal. It's called hero power, Bills.
Well, I'm just saying if they Northshire cleric next turn, they wouldn't have enough mana to hero power. But, or I guess they could coin hero power. No, you're absolutely right. They can definitely heal. they can't see the circle of healing, but they can absolutely see coin hero power.
Yeah, I don't even know if you actually just coin Northshire Clay here, but I don't think you worry about the draw quite yet. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Very rude of me, but I was yawning at the idea of just a Light Warden just going too tall.
It's just like, oh, this is a 7/2. Neat.
Yeah, I see it here. Nothing to do here, I suppose.
Blood Mage Thalanos. So now Nordvin has a couple of... They can coin Injured Blade Master Circle of Healing if they want to go super... just go real big, real fast. They have the Northshire Cleric Circle of Healing after nudging with the Light Warden. They can Northshire Cleric nudge with the Light Warden hero power. A lot of avenues opening up already, and we're only on turn 2. Wild Pyromancer the choice, potentially. Oh, they're thinking about doing some power draws. If they develop the Wild Pyromancer this turn, and then next turn are able to Northshire Cleric Circle of Healing, they'll draw a bunch of cards.
Yes, you want to get aggressive as you can as early as possible for the Paladin, because really, actually, thinking about this, with all the draw power going on right now, this is probably going to be very big. Whoa! Flash of light right off the bat as well.
And they're going to continue to draw.
True Silver! This actually is
right.
really good. Or maybe Prismatic next turn, but still, that's cool.
Yeah,
You
and
have
this
options.
this is the draw turn. They can even Injured Blade Master, coin Northshire Cleric, do some nudging with this Wild Pyromancer, and then Circle of Healing to draw
Stuff.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Inner fire, other fire, that fire.
Lots of fire-based things.
Yeah, there's that.
Here we go.
Actually, I'm really scared of Anduin now. There's a lot of fire-related things. They could commit arson at any given time.
Double Divine Spirit coming in
What
the hand
the
with a
heck?
7 health creature on the board. Obviously, there's no way to leverage that potentially gigantic health total.
Let's see here.
But they're like one inner fire draw from doing just...
They're one
Oh, no.
topsy-turvy away.
Oh yeah, Topsy Turvy's even better because they could actually do it next turn. All right, Paladin gonna go ahead and control the draw as well as the Pyromancer.
I respect that.
There's the inner fire.
Whoa!
Okay. So they have to fit.
Let's breathe.
Yeah, they need to continue to breathe. They're gonna just very calmly Injured Tolvir. They're not gonna tip their hand in any way. But this, so 6 doubled is 12. Doubled again is 24. Inner fire is 24. They have lethal next turn.
Well,
Priest has lethal damage if Paladin does nothing this turn.
Paladin does have things they can do.
But yeah, do they have? What are the? I mean, if you're For the Win Esports right now, playing around both copies of Divine Spirit as well as Inner Fire or Topsy Turvy just seems. You gotta. I don't think that there's. It would be unreasonable for them to play around that. But if they don't, they're gonna die. Which is just a brutal situation.
I don't know what to say, Bills. This is just very all of a sudden. Nordvin has consistently off stream made 3-2.
Oh,
Every
really?
time, yeah. They just magically just like, it's like, wow, somebody's close to being the #1 team in the entire league. Oh no. Shame that something would happen to it.
So I think what they need to do to survive, and what they could potentially do is, they're actually going to go ahead and equality. Wow.
Ooh.
But it doesn't matter. They can silence. No, they're still dead.
What? No,
They're still
they
dead.
didn't. Wait,
they can
no.
silence their own Blade Master. All right, that's it. Nordvin
No
wins.
way! Why? Why?
Oh, that's savage.
Oh my god.
Well played.
28 damage to the face on turn 5.
Medic!
Medic! Your turn to bleed. Wow. And you know, like we're saying, it's on turn 5. Both copies of Divine Spirit, as well as a Topsy Turvy or an Inner Fire. They had to Zilliax, heal for 3. No, even that wasn't enough. No, there's.
If they had an extra mana, they could have flashed a light and a bunch of other stuff. Because they could have used the True Silver, healed up a little bit, and they would have been maybe 1 or 2 off lethal.
And because they decided to shrink Ray, or Equality, and then Nordvin was able to silence the Blade Master, it actually was an additional 4 damage. Because instead of doubling 6s, it was doubling 7s. But you can't play around silence double Divine Spirit Inner Fire on turn 5. Like, that's just not. That's insane. Wow, what an explosive game 5. That was spectacular. Just before I forget, a big thank you to both teams for playing on stream. Super appreciate the games. Love the games.
That was really good. Great job from Nordvin for to win esports. Nordvin once again going for their legacy run of once again going for that 9-0.
Just the stacking up W's.
Just win on wins on wins. It's like if I don't know, they did stuff and they won and they got stuff for it, they would be really enjoying a lot of stuff from those wins.
You know what's a great way to incentivize wins?
Yes.
Matcherino.
Oh, very nice. Matcherino. Yeah. I heard
it's one of the most. Yeah, it's a great way to crowd.
Yeah, I heard it's one of the most efficient crowdfunding esports websites.
Yeah, and if you can sign up using all your different social media accounts. You can actually put them to good use. Yeah, Twitter, Google, Discord, Battle.net, and so on.
They have a purpose now?
Yeah, a purpose beyond vanity, which is what I use all of mine for.
Yes.
They have a partnership program that allows people to donate to the prize pool, which I believe, do we still have those commands? Exclamation point donate and exclamation point teams. Those still work?
Yes. Well, exclamation point donate is just to the links. The teams are just for nations.
Yeah, but the exclamation point donation, if you would like to do your best Matcherino impression, by all means, throw that in the chat. Yep. Otherwise, Matcherino uses their partnership program to basically do sponsorship quests, and then Matcherino will throw money into that prize pool.
Yeah, so it's like a quest could be like following a Twitter, retweeting a tweet, checking out a website, and they donate money for free. You literally do nothing but, like, I don't know, follow stuff. And like you already follow a bunch of stuff on Hearthstone. I don't know, Hearthstone people just follow whatever is going on. So, just like exclamation point donate. Go to or donate directly if you want to. Which is super cool of you, but there's no pressure if you want to do that. We greatly appreciate it. But thank you, Matcherino. And of course, this is all about gaming, Bills. Mm-hmm. And you know who's also all about gaming?
Stop. What are you about to say?
GameStop. Believe it or not.
Walked right into that one.
Wow, that's pretty good. I'm gonna give you points for that. But you know who also gives you points as well? The GameStop Power Up Rewards program that also allows you to get points for if you pay $15.99 or $14.99. I don't remember it because I don't have the cheat sheet. It's gonna be great because you also get 10% off used games. You get to earn rewards. You get to also be part of the really not obnoxious email that is actually not obnoxious. It's a really cool Game Informer that tells you all about the latest and cool greatest games that you can pre-order. Plus on top of that, GameStop, Bills, I'm old-fashioned. I like physical copies. I like to know that I can see my card and not worry about somebody hacking into my account.
Yeah, and I don't know, we were talking a little bit, I forget what day it is right now, but our love of steelbooks. I have the steelbook for Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Edition.
Yeah, I also
and I was just like holding it, looking at it.
I got also Octopath Traveler from, it's blurred out because it's a book. I got Octopath Traveler, the pre-order. It's a pop-up book that you can get. It's a beautiful RPG, and that was a GameStop exclusive. So they have great stuff. If you're in Canada, it's EB Games. It's still the same company, and they're still doing the same great stuff. But if you're in the rest of the world, that's GameStop still. So either way, yeah, be sure to check them out. Make sure to travel to your local GameStop. And when you're traveling,
Oh yeah.
Bills, you're gonna do a lot of cholesterol workout. When
Oh,
you're
for
walking,
sure.
you're traveling, you're walking over to GameStop, you're looking around all the shelves. My
All of a
goodness,
sudden, yeah, I got to eat. I'm going to eat constantly because every
yeah.
time I travel, my mind is always like, oh yes, I'm going to have a great time absorbing their culture, and the rest of me is like, let's eat all their food.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the definition of culture. Culture, actually, if you look up in the dictionary, is just food.
It's just a
Yeah,
bunch of food.
but it's like it is, and then like you go like, God, I enjoyed that food culturally, but I need to culturally get back into shape. Well, culturally
Yeah.
you can with pop culture, 24-hour fitness, which is
Oh, yeah.
a very popular chain of, which I think has like 400 plus locations in 13 or 12 different states. 24-hour fitness. On top of that, if you bring a friend, you get a free 3-day pass. On top of that, they also have a quest that allows you to do a free 3-day pass so that you can sign up for it. So if you're in the States and you're in NA, go ahead, check it out.
Yeah, 436 locations, and going to
Wow.
the like 24 hours. The day is 24 hours now, right?
Yeah.
People are always awake at different times,
Yes.
different schedules.
Some
and
people
the
never sleep.
Yeah.
Insomnia's in the rise.
Oh, of course. There's a great way to work out your anxiety, and that's to work out. Fantastic. Huh?
Yes, fantastic sponsors. Go check them out. Thank you very much. And also, if you really want to check out these teams, check ! Bracket to check out all these esports organizations. We really want to. I personally, as the TO, would like to give a thanks to all these esports organizations that participate in this event. I have such a big belief that Hearthstone teams should be not just about being study groups, but also we should praise the idea of competitive Hearthstone as a team format as well, not just 1v1. 1v1's cool and all, but the team format's great. And like, what's something that's always been great about the Hearthstone is the community, and the fact that the community likes hanging out with each other and they want to really get that social vibe going. So thank you for that so much. To all the esports organizations that have gone in. Please check them out. Please send them your love. It doesn't matter if they're tier 3 or tier 1 esports organizations. They're hard work and willing to support Hearthstone players with whatever resources they want to provide and can provide is truly a wonderful thing. So we thank you very much from House Rivalries production. And you know what? We're going to reward you with another game. So we got round 6 coming up after this, Bills, and then we are going to go to a quick break. We got a couple of more matches, ! Bracket if you want to follow the games. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a convincing win from Nordvin. Happy New Year. And welcome back to the House Rivalries. We have an exciting matchup for you. We have attack mode, which is exciting for me because I don't know anything to do about attack mode. Absolutely not. And then Stage 5 Gaming, which is an awesome esports organization from Germany, which is honestly, the German esports scene has been super supportive and nice, and they're like super awesome. So thank you guys. Super great of you.
And the region produces strong players.
Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, like Bunny Hopper? Oh my gosh. So, the guy he played last season. He's nuts.
Right.
But shout out to Samsung Morningstars. But either way, we are about to get into this. Let's talk about the deck spill while I let the players know that they may begin beating up each other with cards.
Of course, but before the violence begins.
Yes, before the purge.
So for stage 5, their control warrior was banned. Let me just make sure it's actually control warrior this time. Yes, 100% absolutely
nice job.
control warrior. Yeah, just check for bomb cards this time.
Right.
Okay, so stage 5.
God, I'm not letting you work at TSA.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I was like, oh no, these aren't bombs.
Yeah.
There's no way. This is fine. Wrenches are allowed. So they have a control shaman, which is cool. I'm interested to see how that does, as well as a quest druid and a zoo warlock. In terms of the quest druid, we see a couple of flexes flexed. They've cut a copy of bees to fit in Zephyrus the Great, but other than that, should be pretty similar to the quest druids from the previous series, or the quest druid specifically of Nordavind from last series. Conversely, from attack mode, their quest druid featuring all different kinds of tech choices has been banned, leaving them with an aggressive rogue deck, an OTK paladin, and a zoo warlock. So a pretty different strategy coming out of attack mode. This will be the first rogue that I've gotten to commentate in, I don't want to oversell it, but probably about 200 years. This one, very aggressive, featuring the new hooked scimitar, also featuring 2 copies of history buff.
It's
so
been like really good though. Like the hooked scimitar has just been a very simply sweet weapon because also it can combo with the green skin, which is like huge, and I accidentally spectated the wrong person. I hate the Hearthstone friend client. Now I'm going to miss this. Alright, here we go. Get me out of this. Let me stop spectating Nordavind versus Epic Esports, even though that would have been exciting. And then let's actually go into the real game that we're supposed to be checking out. So I'm sorry, you're gonna miss the mulligan probably.
It's all right. I can talk you through it, because what we have is a zoo warlock against an OTK paladin.
Oh, okay.
So off the mulligan for.
Oh, we're actually gonna get the mulligan.
Oh yeah, right on time.
Woo!
Oh man, that Christology turn 1 in on the side of the OTK paladin from attack mode is just so good. I'd be interested to know what the stats are on win rate if you are able to find a Christology turn 1, because it's just so. It's everything that combo paladin is trying to do, and it has a pretty good chance of drawing into more of your card draw with Thalnos and the Novice Engineers, and also healing with the Crystal Smith Kangor. Looking at the opening hand for Zoo Warlock, hey, Knife Juggler and Cheap Stuff. That's been good forever, and it's still good.
Yep. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, a couple of pretty quick turns here off the jump with the Voidwalker coming down, Christology being played, and now time to develop a Knife Juggler and see if you can get away with some Zoo shenanigans if you are stage 5. Did I call them Team 5 earlier? Anyway,
I'm gonna overlook that. I don't even remember, dude.
That's how much I play video games. Sometimes I accidentally call people dev names. All right. So coming in from attack mode, we have a couple of choices off that Christology. There was a Thalnos and an Archer, Novice Engineer, the draw, and so Knife Juggler is one of those cards that just immediately draws a lot of attention to itself in terms of the removal in your hand, right? Because it's like, really don't want to get knife juggled to right on out of this game. So we're actually going to see Wild Pyromancer, Coin Christology. That'll take care of everything except for 1 health of the Voidwalker, and it'll allow them to draw more cards. The Knife Juggler threat will be stopped. And we're actually going to go ahead and see Coin Elven Archer. That'll do it too, and that actually leaves the Wild Pyromancer alive on board. The Voidwalker, you know, it's a 1/2 right now, so it can finish off this Wild Pyromancer. But oh, here's a new card, Diseased Vulture, and it combos so well with the Crystallizer that we also see in hand. In fact, Diseased Vulture works so well with Crystallizer that I wonder if we're going to see Stage 5 try to lean into Diseased Vulture combos. Conversely, Paladin has so many board clears, and that chances are a big Diseased Vulture board, like the first or second Diseased Vulture board, is probably not going to make it. So they're just going to go ahead and play out every single card in their hand, save one, and pass it back on over to the Paladin.
Hey Paladin, how's it going?
Yeah, just another Wild Pyromancer.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, this is fine. I mean, the attack mode should be okay with this. As they go into this, pretty much able to clear boards. Like, again, while you did say cheap stuff is great for the Warlock, cheap stuff is great for the Warlock if you don't run into something that's prepared to deal with cheap stuff and wants cheap stuff, because it makes it easier to use the resources more efficiently as well. So now, I'm looking at this, and already at the moment, there's not a lot of the chevaliering happening, but there's a lot of draw power that could potentially happen here very, very soon. Acolyte of Pain with the Wild Pyromancer, like you said earlier, is going to be great. And it's already like running out of gas for the Warlock. This draw power is just almost non-existent. And also, I'm just realizing this is the first time I've saw the new Uldun field.
Oh, yeah. Supposedly, I think if you click on the toes in the right order, it plays the League of Explorers theme. But I haven't spent the time to actually look up how to do it.
That's a weird sentence to say, Bills.
I know, right? they're giant stone toes, which doesn't really make it any better.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. The Diseased Vulture just going to go ahead and hit the board here. Next turn, Stage 5 has the opportunity to both Flame Imp and Life Tap. Oh my gosh, the draw for attack mode has been insane. Both Crystallogies drawn and played, and now a Prismatic Lens. They're actually playing a copy of High Priest Thakal, which is very cool. Gonna go ahead and convert all that health into armor and then heal up again anyway. All right, let's see what comes off of this Vulture. Spring Rocket, pretty low in terms of power level. They have the opportunity to Disease Vulture again if they like, if they want to commit this Flame Imp, or they can play the Neverset Thrasher that they drew. I'm sure they're trying to decide. They also have the option, if they decide to Flame Imp, they can also Grim Rally the Spring Rocket and try to turn it into some value for their board presence. But they haven't seen any premium removal save one Wild Pyromancer come out from the Paladin yet. So Consecrate's in there, Shrink Rays are in there. Hammers of Wrath. This Paladin has plenty of its removal options available to it that I'm sure Stage 5 is very aware of. Oh, look at that. Little Augmented Elic.
I guess that'll do something.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 4 or 5 at the very least.
It will punch a face.
Man, getting punched in the face by
man, this on. You mean a chill wind Yeti elephant?
Hey, it's a chill wind elephant. Yeah. Almost. Still vulnerable to silence. That's the difference between the chill wind elephant
and has an effect.
Yeah. All right.
No,
so, cool. Baleful Banker, the draw. We see a very powerful healing combo in the form of the what's his name? The crystal is. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. This is a Blood Mage Thalnos. So we have the Grim Rally actually put all of these health totals past that 3 health breaking point, of course, besides the Flame Imp, for like a Thalnos Consecrate turn. Oh, and they also don't have enough mana to Thalnos Consecrate. Wow, this is actually the zoo has put OTK Paladin in a really uncomfortable position where this Flash of Light costing 3, they may have to timeout. Right now, timeout basically reads 3 mana. Don't take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage. Yep, they're going to do it. They're going to go ahead and time out. Save themselves the 16 face damage. No. Yes, they are. They're also going to High Priest the Call as well. They're not. They're going to just High Priest the Call, Flash of Light. Brave. Very brave.
And they're dead. No, they're not. I'm just joking. But there, but that I just saw this the sergeant, and I was like, oh, okay. So that's an extra 2.
Yeah, and if they rip a Grim wait, no. No, they don't have enough mana.
Wait,
like if they defend
yeah,
no,
Defender of Argus.
if they had enough mana to Defender of Argus and Abusive Sergeant, they would still be a little short. But man, this board just continues to grow. Diseased Vulture has generated a Spring Rocket, which of course got blown up to give everything +1/+1. Mm-hmm. And then now Augmented Elec and Mass Contender. I think, if you're stage 5, you drive all this damage face. They're trying to decide if they want to commit their Defender of Argus or not. They're in. They're going in.
I mean, you get taunts. Why not? and literally, they're. I think their debate is like, do we want to fill up the board because basically that sergeant won't be able to come in right away. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't know, and also on top of that, they think it's a pretty good. I think they were to like, which one finds more value? Is the Argus or the Sergeant? If we get a board wipe, I would say Argus, but I guess it's like all or nothing. Because I mean, look at that. They have.
Now they're gonna time out. Quick timeout called by the Paladin.
Whoa! Hold on.
Whoa!
That's a lot of damage, buddy. This is only turn 7.
1 mana Sea Giant. Gosh, if you're
trade.
Zoo, yeah, I guess you just clear off the board, keep drawing.
You Argus, summon your Sea Giant. Everybody does.
Yeah, I wonder if they. I guess as long as they have their Vulture on board, they really don't even need to worry about Sea Gianting just yet. I wonder if I wonder if they're gonna try. Okay, no, they'll go ahead and trade into this Acolyte of Pain. Do we give them guaranteed 1 draw, or do we, make them wait? Okay, another Prismatic Lens. This is, I mean, Paladin's gonna have to time out again, unless they can find some sort of Pyromancer. They don't have a Shrink Ray in their hand, do they? No, they have 2 Consecrates. 2 Consecrates and a Pyromancer, and they can't play both Consecrates. They have to time out. And they can potentially Prismatic Lens. Oh, no, actually, they can't. That'll put them to 10 cards in hand. They do have Crystalsmith Kangor. Can they get any really, really big heal effects off Crystalsmith Kangor?
No, they can't, because there is no other healing. Zephyr won't even activate, which I feel like if the Kangor was online, they could play the Zephyr and now at least give something, but I don't even know anymore. Man, I bet, you know what? I bet they actually might just try to draw to see if they can get the Zephyr online.
Yeah, 21 damage. They're staring down 21 damage, which 3 mana don't take 21 damage. That seems pretty all right. Oh, they are going to draw off the Prismatic Lens.
Ooh.
Shivala costs 0.
Yeah, but the Flash of Light would have been so nice.
Yes, he definitely would have liked to combo that. All right. Attack mode, continuing to draw. Milling a Shrink Ray. Oh, that is... Because a Shrink Ray would have at least allowed them to clear the board once in conjunction with their other Wild Pyromancer, but that getting built off the top means that they're going to have to do... I mean, they can Crystalsmith Kangor Shivala to heal for 14. That will still not be enough. The amount of damage that they're staring down, as well as the buff cards that we can see in the hand with Abusive Sergeant, possibility of a second Grim Rally. Stuff that can come off this Evil Genius that we see. You can, attack with the Mass Contender.
So we live in a world where literally they have to play Novice Engineer just to see if they can find an equality with the Pyromancer to live.
Yes.
And it sucks that the Flash of Light was the card drawn for the Shivala. They have to play the Shivala. They can play the Baleful Banker, but does that keep them alive? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, they could play... Oh, well... No.
They're going to double Consecrate Shivala.
But that's not enough.
That will be enough on board.
No,
so that'll heal him to 12. The Squire?
No, not Squire. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Sergeant.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So that is 10. They also get another draw. They can life tap. Maybe they get a maybe they get a raid leader. That would be spicy.
Something with charge as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's
A
right.
Solarium!
Okay, if this hits a Grim Rally, Knife Juggler.
Knife Juggler's damage. Oh, the Snip Snapper,
Oh,
there's
the
no
second
mech!
Sergeant.
Oh, the
That'll
Sergeant
do
though,
it.
that, yeah, oh my gosh.
And that's it. That's gonna be exactly 12 damage. Wow, what a furious first game. Warlock just charging onto the board. Paladin, they did have a couple of unfortunate circumstances with a 25 mana Flash of Light. Then they milled their Shrink Ray. That was a tough thing to watch. That's just like, oh no, everything's on fire.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. And Zoo Warlock, it's an archetype that survived forever. It's just that life tap hero power allows you to just maintain your hand so much longer than you should be able to with a deck like this full of cheap stuff.
It's really ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a reason all of the Warlock cards that get printed tend to be weaker. And, it's like you can draw it twice as often with that hero power. All right. So coming in, aggro rogue gonna be the answer against this Warlock.
Rogue is something I know Fowler personally loves. It's a huge rogue. They're a huge rogue. So I'm sure attack mode was very much like, yeah, okay, if you're the pilot, you get to choose at least one deck you like. And, I mean, this is still a good deck. I think Rogue is kind of going to be very underappreciated. I think it's because aggro is not as complimented here because there's so much things with taunt. You have Shaman, you have Mage, you have Warrior, you have Druid. Shaman and Mage are not used as much as they once were because the cycle of the Grave Horror is now up with a couple other 10/10s now. So but like the thing is that this is not an aggro deck that complements it. However, going up against the Warlock, this could be something that could be very useful because what taunts you got? You got a Voidwalker, you got 1/3. That's it, son. After that, you're getting plowed to the face.
And the life tap hero power is actively helping the aggro rogue. Every time they decide to draw a card, that's just 2 damage the rogue doesn't have to find. And the rogue has plenty of damage. Shadow Steps, Eviscerates, obviously Edwin Van Cleef, but the history buffs, everything that comes off Evil Miscreant, that Hooked Scimitar we were talking about at the top. A couple of Life Drinkers, Leroy Jenkins, then of course Myra's. If they ever do run out of gas, Myra's Unstable Element allows them to draw 10 if they find themselves exhausted over the course of the game. And it's and a lot of times inside that draw 10, there's just the lethal damage that they need. Serpent Egg gonna be the choice coming out here for Stage 5 Gaming. And that 03, I've been interested to see as people decide in their zoo list, do they prefer a Serpent Egg that gives you a 3/4? Do they prefer the Scarab Egg that gives you the 3/1/1s?
I think less clutter on board, the better. So it's more options for the Warlock, which is, I thinking, why they chose to do that. Also, on top of that, it makes it easier to board to go wide, and you have a little card right here, Bills, called Grim Rally, that is also very useful when you have a much wider board. So the more you can make your board wider, the better. I think it's a good choice.
Wouldn't that be an argument for Scarab Egg though? Because all of a sudden you get 3/1/1s.
Well, the death route. Well, no, because the you would kill the Scarab Egg, and then basically the Scarabs wouldn't get the value. Only the things outside the Scarab Egg. The things that the egg don't get summoned, but the things that the egg summoned don't get the Grim Rally buff.
True. Does get your Sea Giant out faster.
Does get your Sea Giant out faster, but I think you'd rather get it by more natural means, when you have a wider board and it's just like a big old threat, like basically a big old distraction. Sometimes is what the Sea Giant feels like. It's like, ignore my little minions. There's an 8/8 there. Go get it. Go.
It kind of has taunt, kind of.
Yeah.
It definitely draws attention to itself. The Sea Giant is not a very subtle gentleman there. With his big old ship's wheel belt buckle.
It was always awkward in like high school pictures because he was the tall one in the class.
So tall.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and see the Snip Snap played from attack mode. and this will
exist.
this will exist and have the possibility of continuing to exist as a series of 1/1 microbots. They're trying to decide what to do with their dagger attack. They can either send it face, try to soften up the knife juggler, or maybe hold it. They do have a deadly poison in hand that they can't play right now.
That's true.
So if they wanted to hold it for next turn and then 1 mana, give themselves a 3/2 weapon, definitely worth considering. Since they have the other stuff they have going on next turn is like an evil miscreant. So if their plan is already to deadly poison evil miscreant next turn, I could definitely see holding onto the dagger for now. So you end up with a fiery war axe for 1. And they are going to hold. Ooh. Hold and pass. Oh, evil genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
well, somebody served their purpose.
And it's an egg full of what comes out? A sea serpent. An egg full of sea serpent.
A snack.
Slitherous snack.
All right. Well, what do you want to do?
Get in there, fight, maggot.
I think they're gonna just. They were hoping for the snip snap to get hit by the juggler, so they went ahead and did that. Oh, they're going for the Grim Rally now.
They're gonna keep on
they
juggling.
are unlucky. They're gonna get one more shot.
And this knife juggler wants blood.
Hey, you didn't pay me for the last gig.
Yeah, bonk. I mean, that is a lot of damage to attack mode's face there.
That's
an additional 3. So this knife juggler's already done 6 face damage all on his own.
That's amazing. Do you use one of your deadly poisons and then go miscreant Shadow Step to get value, or?
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they think that they need to spend their Shadow Step now to try to evil miscreant again, get some more lackeys, or if they're thinking they can hold it until Leroy later on in the game and do some shenanigans that way. All right, what kind of lackeys are we dealing with?
Titanic lackey's pretty good just for protection. You get a Voidwalker that way, kinda, just with like one of the microbots if they're able to live long enough. And then Ethereal's really helpful as well because it helps you discover more eviscerates, more deadly poisons to buff your weapons. I'm trying to think of other stuff that would help out in this situation, but maybe fan of knives as well, because you could value trade a lot and then just get a draw and it's good stuff.
Yeah, and maybe with the way Zoo's board has been developing, a backstab would be pretty helpful against this knife juggler. If they
oh my gosh!
Wow.
Barely just gets it at the last throw, but oh my gosh, that would have been so. You are absolutely right. This knife juggler just hates attack mode.
It's just a sprint, pilfer, and togwaggle scheme. None of those spells were ones we were talking about ones that would be useful right now.
Sprint could be helpful in the long run, but
they
no.
They may be dead before they get the chance to sprint.
I think pilfer is the best actually, maybe, because sprint that takes away unstable element.
Oh yeah, and the togwaggle scheme, you're not really looking to shuffle. You're not playing a long game with this deck. This deck is aiming to kill people. But unfortunately for old Valera, she's kind of on the receiving end of all the getting killed stuff going on right now.
That's okay. She works in the industry of
That's right. That's right. She's definitely seen some stuff. All right. So with their last remaining mana, attack mode has several choices. They can either, discover another spell off this second ethereal lackey. They can faceless lackey if they want to go into the board, but there's the ever-present threat, and they're actually just forcing the cost of the sea giant ever lower. So now, if they want to, stage 5 is able to play both lackeys and sea giant this turn if they want to. They can actually play both lackeys, sea giant, and still hero power this turn if they want.
Good. Really
good. Still sitting at a sturdy 30 health is stage 5. Oh, a rush. Brutal.
Okay. Actually, that's pretty nuts because you could use the Goblin Lackey with that, and that would just get it really, really powerful. Because then you would trade it, and then it would be at like 5-2, which is pretty cool.
We're gonna see everything hit the board, including the Sea Giant. Skipping out on the hero power, but honestly, this board is threatening enough that yeah. So I guess at this point, attack mode is thinking about, because they're staring down. Oh my gosh, 8.
What would be Warlock that would help out? That would help with, like, I don't know, Pilfer. I guess we'll find out.
Even a Hellfire doesn't do it.
Storm Chaser. Oh, from a different class. It's not your opponent's class.
Oh, that's at a random card from another class.
Yeah, Betrayal's pretty good.
Okay. Although, gotta hand it to Stage 5, they definitely did. They played around Betrayal almost as well as they could have. If the Goblin Lackey was on the inside of the Neferset Thrasher, that would have been the most optimal way to play around it. But yeah, I mean, the Betrayal, there's no way to kill this Sea Giant. Is the big problem I'm seeing right now.
Right, but I think they're just trying to stay alive at the moment instead of, like, kill the Sea Giant. Kill the Sea Giant is plan B. Plan A is to live to see another turn.
Oh, for sure. And they can Van Cleef and then give this Van Cleef taunt if they want to. Make it a 6/8 taunt. All right, live to see another. Oh.
Live to see another.
And then Grim Rally on the Giant. That's going to be a smorgasbord of damage. Zoo. Zoo's been an archetype since vanilla Hearthstone, and after its performance in these 2 games, I don't really foresee it going anywhere.
No, I don't see it going anywhere either.
It's
one of those things where it just doesn't go away. Aggro decks will never go away, Bills. They're just a fun deck. And Stage 5.
Out to a quick 2-0 lead.
Yeah,
and that means,
what were the bans again?
So the last one is Zoo Warlock from attack mode. They attack mode needs to reverse sweep with their Zoo Warlock.
Oh no.
And Zoo versus Zoo. This is actually one of my favorite mirror matchups to watch, just because both decks are trying to take control of the board. So we will see like aggressive life tapping, aggressive Neferset Thrasher attacking, to just because your health doesn't matter as long as you have control of the board. Both of these decks are going to try to do that. Spend everything they can to get control of the board. And what we'll most likely see is at the end of the game, one deck will barely be able to. It's like round 10 in a boxing match. Both fighters are exhausted. And just one of them manages to limp. One manages to like land one. Yeah, just like
Magic Carpet right off the bat though, that could make the difference.
Yeah, that is an amazing board control tool. An amazing board control tool. Wow, that was surprisingly difficult
a Magic
for me to get
Carpet
through.
could take you on a tour.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
I can show you the board. Sweeping all the value trades, keeping a minion or 2. Oh man. Well, I mean they have initiative first turn, but there's not really much going on for the side of attack mode. So attack mode's going to be looking pretty okay. The Snip Snap coming up is pretty interesting news. I don't know. There's not much to write home about. I really just think I think they're going to play a little more slowly on Stage 5 and then let that carpet rip, because I think they want to combo with it.
Yeah, and the curve coming out of attack mode is it's a really interesting one, because you have the egg on board now. Next turn you have the choice of Neferset Thrasher, which is just a big gentleman, or you can evil Genius and play a lackey, and you get a 3/4. So I'm interested to see how attack decides to move through their next turn. But right now, I have to do this Voidwalker.
I'm gonna guess Evil Genius, because there's the potential for the Faceless Lackey, and I think that's one of the big ones you want to go for. I think the name of the game is going wide on board, so you can trade more than the other opponent can, and Faceless Lackey can certainly do that and help you get a Succubus or The other one that's really good, Millhouse Mana Storm.
Yeah.
And ooh.
Okay. Well, now,
And
now we can.
actually, Snip Snap might be the better option here because then. Oh no!
Evil.
Yes.
You've served your purpose. Witchy Lackey allows you to potentially evolve this evil genius. Oh wait, Sea Serpent is a 3-cost 3/4. You probably still evolve the evil genius though. Looking for a Ninja Blade Master or something real spicy. That's not a major
It's
upgrade.
a lot of good
it's
3-cost plus more taunts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And nothing to deal with this magic carpet though. So now, stage 5 gets to start their turn with 3 mana and a magic carpet in play.
Well, if you want a magical ride, Bills, here it is. It's going to be in for a little bit of a rush, but that's going to be fine. Let's see what they get. They get 2 Evolved Lackeys.
Huh. Not. That's So this is an interesting decision point. Do you play the Void Walker, where you guaranteed? Well, it's just guaranteed to be more likely to protect your magic carpet, or do you try to high roll with Witchy Lackey? Do you try to?
I think you
Destroy.
high roll with the Witchy Lackey and just, I don't know, go for it. I don't think, again, well, I don't know. If you play the Void Walker, what's going to happen? Stuff's going to happen. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nothing can really... I guess you want to keep the carpet alive. You would play the Void Walker. I don't even know why I would play Witchy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's in the 3 mana pool that would incentivize you to, because like the Void
There's
Walker's
a
gonna be
bear. A
There
3/3
is a
bear
bear.
taunt.
There is. And that's right, because it only has 2 attack. For some reason I saw it hit the board. It had the 2. It was like, and then the magic carpet will buff it to 3.
Yeah. That's
No,
true.
the 2 was the buff. That was the. All right. So
Stage
on
5
the other.
gaming looks so strong right now.
Yeah, and if that magic carpet, like you were saying at the top of the game, if this magic carpet is allowed to persist for too many more turns, they're going to be able to leverage its consistent rush to just never ever let attack mode get on the board. And getting on the board that's Zoo's deal. the deal is getting on the board. All right, this is going to clear the magic carpet. Grim Rally on the Snip Snap allows the Razorfen Hunter to kill off the Void Walker, and then the Sea Serpent finally clears off this magic carpet.
Now the ball's
And
in the
that-
court for attack mode.
Yeah. And they have 2 Evolve Lackeys, which is just not... They're going to go ahead and value trade and start playing the evolution. The Witchy Lackey here. 2/5 Dusk Haven Hunter.
Okay, I mean that's a lot of health with
It
the
is.
2 attacks, so that's pretty cool.
Gonna
And
continue
you get
evolving.
1 more attack.
And maybe a Grim Rally on this, either the Mecharoo or the Whirly Glider, depending on if they prefer something with a Death Rattle or something with +1 attack.
I think you go ahead and make it a 3/2. I think the extra attack always helps because people will be trying to play around that. Or maybe you don't play. Do you play the Grim Rally? I don't know.
Yeah, you could hold it for next turn.
Yeah.
They're gonna go ahead and Grim Rally their Mecharoo. Yep, opting for the 3/2, and then. I mean, this is a pretty significant board, but they weren't able to actually take anything off of attack mode's board. So now, attack mode, 5 mana turn. They don't. I mean, the Titanic Lackey has immediate board impact in terms of just, buffing up, maybe allowing some sort of high value trading shenanigans to happen. Can make this a 3/4, for example. Then again, Neverset Thrasher is just a 4/5. And so you can play a Neverset Thrasher and then taunt that up, make it a 4/7 with taunt. And then all of a sudden you don't even have to attack. If for some reason you just don't want to take 3 damage to your hero, just give it taunt. Then it's just a 4/7 that's in the way forever. Let them run into you. They're just gonna stand there and let stage 5's board run into his torso.
Yeah. If it hates you, let it go. If it really hates you, it's gonna come back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right, some value trades coming in. Neverset Thrasher, and then I would assume we're giving the Neverset Thrasher taunt, and then the choice is Mecharoo or Flame Imp.
Flame it.
Oh, are they gonna give the Flame Imp taunt, perhaps?
Ooh, okay. Let's see. That would make it a 3/4. I think
They gotta
right now.
decide.
Oh no,
Oh,
they're
they're
gonna
actually-
pass.
They're gonna pass. Okay.
I think they want to hold on to it for question mark.
Yeah, there's some, and they didn't rope out and explode. They ended turns. That was they decided not to play Titanic Lackey.
I almost want to jump in the Discord call just to see what they were thinking.
And all right, so this Dusk Haven Hunter is going to go ahead and clear off this. I got to hand it to that Sneck. It's been around for a while. Sea Serpent had several notches on its fangs, I guess. Oh, here we go. History buff, one of the new cards. Every time you play a minion, you give a random hand buff to another minion in your hand. And here it is. Here's where we're going to start seeing both teams start to expend that life to find draws. Just continue
history
to find
buff,
stuff to commit to the board. Yeah.
Mekaru, or history buff Titanic Lackey.
Yeah, I've been very
never
tempted to
heard
play
the voice like before.
Yeah. There it is. That's a big old taunt. Knife Juggler the draw for stage 5. Gonna see what looks like a Diseased Vulture life tap turn. Potentially.
Yeah, I could see this.
Could Knife Juggler Snip Snap if they prefer? No, we're gonna go ahead and see Diseased Vulture life tap. They need some way through this 4/7. They're just gonna go ahead and start chipping away at it.
Wow, they've been lucky in getting 3/3s. Okay, Evil Genius comes out. Recycle some lackeys. This could be pretty good. Buff of the Joey Bot or the Knife Juggler. I wonder if they want to play the Knife Juggler followed by Evil Genius so that way they make sure that maybe the Mekaru has a better chance of getting buff. Gets buff one more time. They can play the Evil Genius now, and that Mekaru is going to be pretty tall.
Yeah, they also are probably thinking about just valuing this Titanic Lackey into the 4/1 and trying to decide which of those, if they want to, they can like attack the face with the Titanic Lackey and then destroy it with the Evil Genius, or got the knife. Okay, they don't have to now. Now they can do whatever they want.
Life is good. They can just punch a face and move on with their lives.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll life tap before playing this Evil Genius. No.
Interesting they chose to keep the Titanic Lackey.
And Ethereal Lackey coming in as well. Making this oh my gosh, Goblin Lackey. All of the lackeys with +1/+1 are ridiculous. Imp Balming, Plot Twist, and Call of the Void. The choices, they're going to go ahead and take Imp Balming.
And they're going to go ahead and get the Vulture. And I like this a lot.
And they are once again
going
to take control of the oh man.
This Knife Juggler's been saving their lives.
Yeah,
like,
the attack.
It's almost like, hey guys, listen. I know I hit you in the face a lot last game. I'm really, really sorry. Let me make it up to you. I swear.
But I'm really just a free agent. Now that you're playing me, yeah. I'm gonna be a killer for you. Are we gonna see Knife Juggler into Knife Juggler shenanigans? It's and this is one of what we were talking about. Attack mode has successfully taken control of the board. Pretty much out of cards, it looks like, but they're able to draw 2 cards every turn.
I really appreciate the prioritization they've been doing, which is like making sure they get rid of the threats on board, like Magic Carpet, and then also the Vulture as well, where they could have pushed more to face with that extra 4 damage. They saw the potential threat in just leaving that Vulture alive. So really good focusing from attack mode. I appreciate there.
Yeah, just making sure that they are, because they, as long as they are ahead, Zoo is one of those decks that once it gets ahead on board, especially against another board-based strategy, they can just stay ahead so effectively through that draw 2 hero power. We're going to go ahead and see a 4/6 Snip Snap hit the board, as well as a Void Walker. And what's the draw? Another history buff. So Imp Balming. Wait, is this lethal damage? Does Imp Balming destroying the Void Walker? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, but they're not.
I mean, if the history buff hits face.
And
with the Knife Juggler, I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, right. So we have, I'm just looking through this list. So there, I don't see any burn in the attack mode list. I don't see a Leroy, and I don't see any Soul Fires. So they do need, there was a possible draw of the Abusive Sergeant, but that still requires there to be creatures on board to work. All right, we're gonna go ahead and see. I actually, so this is a situation where attack mode might be tempted to, push all of this damage. Like, what's this remaining damage? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just push this 10 damage to the face to take away the life. Basically, it obviously reduces their life total, puts them closer to 0, but also makes it a lot more difficult for stage 5 to life tap. We're getting into the later stages of this game where. Wait, they don't have lethal. Wait, does stage 5 have counter lethal? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, they're 2 off.
I was actually counting that, and I just
Wow.
My breath was holding. Wait, what if they Wait, they don't. What if they literally life tap into the other sergeant? They won't have enough mana for it though. Wait, they will. Because wait, no, that's 8 minus 7. 2 is 6. So
if they knife juggler, Leroy, and abusive sergeant, and everything goes face, they win. They just straight up win.
Oh!
My god! Oh my god! The Leroy juggle also has to go face.
It's
no
cool
way! No way!
Oh my god! Oh my god! They conceded as well. They were literally betting on that. Oh my god.
They were super dead if that didn't work. But I mean, that was a 1 and 8. That was 2. They had to hit 2 1 and 8s, and if they did, they just won the game on the spot.
Attack mode, being graced by the RNG gods.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so it begins. The trek begins. Warlock has yet to lose. Except for, of course, in the mirror match.
Oh, right, yeah.
Warlock is the winningest deck for both teams so far.
Bills, I have no words. It's going to be hard, though, because if they go up against the Shaman, which they are about now, this is going to be really difficult. Because Shaman has so many answers.
So, yeah, so many different...
Oh, and there's one of them right in the hand! And there's the other one!
Oh, and Volpara Scoundrel can find another one. I would assume we're going to see the Shutterwalk go back. Maybe even the Volpara Scoundrel. I would assume they're actually going to throw back both Earthquake and Shutterwalk. Yeah, Earthquake comes online so late. There's a Lightning Storm. Love to see that go up against the Zoo.
Hey, Bills, I just want to let you know a fun fact. The games are going so fast that we just ended Game 2.
on the stream?
Yeah.
Well, we're... Hey, past us, we're already in Game 4. So coming in for the Control Shaman, this Hagatha scheme is going to be amazing once we get into the later stage. By the time this Hagatha scheme comes online, it's going to clear anything save a Sea Giant. Tempo Acidic Swamp Ooze totally makes sense. You don't have to worry about too many weapons against the old warrior there.
Yeah. And then I guess you play Crystallizer and then go face, and then I don't know. Or do you value the draw more instead of going wide on board? What do you value more here, Bills, early into the game?
You're playing against a Control Shaman, so your big turns that you're thinking about are 3, 5, and 7. Mm-hmm. In terms of big sweeping board clears, and then of course the health break points for all of those.
Yikes! Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, if Shaman is able to survive to turn 7, it is going to be very difficult for...
There's ways of doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, if they're able to survive to turn 7, I don't know how Zoo wins this game. It's like you were saying, there's so many control tools. They haven't had to... next turn, depending on what the development is, they might just be able to Volpara Scoundrel, look for even more spells. And there's so many Shaman spells that you can aim at the board. I mean, we see some of the big, wide clears, Lightning Storm, Hagatha Scheme, Earthquake, but there's also plenty of single target ones. Hexes, Lightning Bolts, Zaps. Even Lava Burst can be aimed at creatures.
And then there's kind of oddly specific ones like Forked Lightning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, spells that you would never put in your deck, like main deck, but if you discover them and it's the right circumstance. Yeah. Oh, they're even playing Omega Mine. That's so cool.
Oh, these are all very good.
let's see. The Earth and Might allows you to actually have a board presence against what Zoo's doing. Frost Shock holds the Snip Snap in place.
Ancestral Healing forces them to trade. So if you can get a really tall minion later on. Because it doesn't seem like attack mode is developing fast enough. There's only one minion on board.
And so they're gonna opt for the Frost Shock since like you're saying, their board development is so slow. If they can just hold something in place, that's basically buying them another turn to get to all of their big board removal. All right, Neverset Thrasher comes down, very threatening. Hagatha's scheme, by the time it's playable, will absolutely just destroy that. So this turn, if you are the Shaman, it seems like you can just. I would be tempted to just Hero Power and then Frost Shock that Neverset Thrasher, but you have plenty of options. You can you could potentially, even if you wanted to really just get some spells out of your hand, you could Hero Power, Frost Shock, and Earth Shock. So you could Frost Shock the Neverset Thrasher to hold it in place, Earth Shock the Snip Snap so they don't get microbots. All right, Taunt Totem. Definitely a good look to come off that Hero Power. We're going to see the Frost Shock go ahead and hold that Neverset Thrasher for a turn. I'd imagine they're trying to see if they're probably discussing what their future plays are going to be. Since their next turn has the possibility to be a gigantic AoE clear.
Yeah.
They're going to go ahead and hang on to their Earth Shock. They have a Taunt Totem in the way as well, so they're only going to take 1 damage if they don't commit the Earth Shock. Even if they commit the Earth Shock, it comes out the same, so they're not saving any damage by not playing it. So they can just hang on to it very calmly, wait to see what else comes out. They can also hang on to this Earth Shock in case this little rascal here, the Magic Carpet. that's an effect you don't mind silencing.
Help. Yeah. Magic Carpet could potentially help as well, depending on what they want to do. They might actually use. I think they're trying to see what they value more. Do they value the Disease Vulture more or the Magic Carpet more? I think they value the Disease Vulture more, as they feel like it's a better option.
So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, they're gonna clear the board and only push 3 though. That Frost Shock holding Neverset Thrasher really reduced the potential damage output. Oh, Hex is another fantastic single target removal option.
Oh my gosh, Shaman is so good. I love Shaman. This is my favorite class.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've mentioned that. Are you playing a lot of having a lot of success on ladder with Shaman?
By ladder you mean I just play my 5 ranked games just to get my card back? Then yes.
Yeah. All right. So this turn, spoiled for choice. Hagatha's scheme a little off because it's not going to kill the Magic Carpet, but it will kill absolutely everything else.
Thanks, Liv.
And, yeah.
Would have been nice to have the Juggler at that time, but I think Disease Vulture Hero Power is like the great way to go.
Yeah, this is just another. You've seen. I mean, as the zoo, there's so much premium removal to try to play around that you almost have to play as if they don't have any of it.
Yeah. Solarium! What is Grim Rally Solarium stuff? Do they play Witch's Brew?
They do. I believe they play one. No, they actually play 2 copies of Witch's Brew.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So this is a turn they could
Good
consider.
Old Control Shaman. This is literally like if Uldum never came out.
And but they even do have the. So yeah, we're gonna see a Hero Power Lightning Storm. It's not spell power, so they might have to commit a Frost Shock, or not a Frost Shock. Sorry, an Earth Shock if they want to. Just make sure this Diseased Vulture doesn't start generating incredible value off the. Because Warlock is going to draw 2 cards every turn, unless there's some mana reason not to. Solarium, probably going to be the play. The only thing they wouldn't be able to play if they draw it is, of course, both copies of Sea Giant or Leroy Jenkins. They probably don't want to play either. Everything else they would probably be able to. I guess if they rip exactly Diseased Vulture, Defender of Argus, another Neverset Thrasher, then they wouldn't be able to do all of that either.
All of that is playable.
Yep. History buff and then a bunch of stuff.
I like it.
Yeah. And they're going to get an additional 6 damage to the face. And worth mentioning, Shaman is overloaded for 2, so they actually don't have access to their Earthquake next turn. Even though it's going into their 7-mana turn, they're going to be locked out. This is attack mode. Seize their chance. Like, this is our chance.
Yeah, Overload coming into play, that's going to be huge. But Hack the Scheme, that thing's been sitting in for a couple of turns, so they'll be able to clear a couple of things. Let's see here. I guess really just Dave Chuckler, Evil Genius, Lackey. Maybe try to find a faceless Lackey. But that Overload's going to be gone. There's a Hagatha in hand.
Yeah, this is going to be a strong, it seems to be like a pretty good additional wave of stuff, but Hagatha the Witch is going to clear almost the entire board, heal for 5. This is a very big Evil Genius. They've gotten a lot of value off this history buff.
Yeah.
The other Evil Genius is a 3/3 right now.
No.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Okay, well, I mean, they're putting in more damage, so that's cool. So, but that's going to be an extra 5. They swing 3 at the face. That brings us 6. 6 plus 5 is going to be 11. 11 health. Oh,
Gosh, that's actually a concern, because 5 plus Leroy will win, even if they Hagatha. So they have to think about what those last 2 cards... They know that the card on the right is a Lackey, but the card on the left could be anything, and they've seen it get buffed a couple of times. And if that's a Leroy, Hagatha's not good enough.
It's true.
So I'm interested to see how Stage 5 decides to navigate this turn in particular.
Earthquake!
They're going to go ahead and Earthquake.
This is a window of opportunity.
And yeah, because Leroy still wins. I guess in both situations, Leroy wins the game, so you might as well
Hero power
go ahead and play
Leroy.
out your Earthquake. Tap for Leroy.
Oh!
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, but it's not that bad.
And oh yeah, and actually Hagatha the Witch is not big enough. The AOE clear is not big enough to clear this Evil Genius or this Nagus, this Sea Serpent. Plague of Flames, Twisting Nether, Curse of Weakness. The options?
These are not good.
No.
Twisting Nether just like I guess would be the sound option.
Yeah, I would imagine they're going to lean either Curse of Weakness or Plague of Flames, because if they, well, no, that probably Curse of Weakness, just so that if they do end up having to fight a board, because Twisting Nether is kind of doing Control Shaman's job for them.
Yeah, but it's like it would be on their terms though. Is kind of the thing.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, none of these super inspiring because they're mousing over all the Plague of Flames is the choice.
Yep.
Serpent Egg gonna hit the board.
Pyromancer, but no spells?
Okay, wait a minute. Have they run out of stuff?
No, they haven't run out of stuff. They've only got one Hagatha scheme. And
they've played both. They've played both Hagatha schemes already.
You're right. So they only have another Earthquake and Lightning Storm maybe if they only play one?
And I'm just wondering, are they out of health? Has the zoo managed to lean on this shaman enough that, like, Hagatha the Witch actually healing for 5?
Left in deck, so Leroy's still a chance.
If they play Hagatha, they'll get reduced to 1 just on board.
Oh my gosh! Attack mode!
Attack, and there's a 2 damage Lackey in hand. If they play Hagatha, they die. If Stage 5 plays Hagatha the Witch, they will die.
But
they have a 2 damage.
Without caster vision, this is what they're thinking. It's like, we need more life, and we need to clear some of these minions.
I wonder if they're thinking about Omega Mind Hex or something else.
3, 6. So then basically, they're Hex.
Okay. Pyromancer, Hex, Hero Power. Try to find another taunt, I guess. Oh, that's not a taunt. Okay, 3 damage showing, 2 damage from the Lackey.
Sea Giant, they have Hero Power. They just actually there's already lethal because of Grim Rally.
Oh, because Grim Rally. Yeah, Grim Rally's gonna do it. The Warlock gets there against the Control Shaman. Warlock has been the story of this series. Warlock. And this is the deck that Stage 5 chose to queue into the Warlock, right? Like Control Shaman, of course. We have 2 Lightning Storms, 2 Hagatha Schemes, 2 Earthquakes, 2 Hexes, Hagatha the Witch, 2 Walking Fountains. They have a tech copy of Omega Mind in there. This is absolutely the deck to play against Zoo. And Zoo just just leans on you. Every turn asks you, do you have the cards that you need to survive this board pressure. And they're going to draw 2 cards a turn, every turn, and continually ask your deck, can you deal with this board?
I am
Can you deal
gobstopped.
with this board?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The pressure coming in, but also the fact is they handled it so well. They went like, if you have an answer to this board, we'll just come back with you with also death rattles. And oh look, there's a bunch of 1/1s. Where did they come from?
Yeah, and everything is so threatening. Everything can be turned into, with the double abusive sergeant, the double grim rally, the knife jugglers, evil genius, like all these little creatures that seem like they're not worth your time or your removal. All of a sudden, that 1/1 has buffed the other guy's entire board by +1/+1. It's throwing daggers at your face.
That's like the magical thing though about Warlock is that it is much in the way of hunter spells. It is so hard to read the situation of a Warlock because they either have junk or they have the absolute stuff to get this train rolling.
And they do a fantastic job of turning junk into good stuff. Even if they draw junk, as long as they don't draw all of their expensive stuff in the opening 3 turns, they'll play out. An 0-3 is not very exciting, but an 0-3 that turns into a 3-4 and buffs your board by +1/+1, that's pretty exciting. Or an 0-3 that turns into a 3-4 and you get 2 lackeys and a 2-2, that's exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, these cards would never see play in any other class, right? Warlock in particular is great at leveraging otherwise unplayable cards into incredible value swings and board swings.
Here we go.
So Quest Druid.
And this is also a hard one as well because technically these have answers and taunts.
Yeah, it has a little bit more board presence than the control shaman, the quest has to finish so that you can get your big Oasis Surgers, get your big Starfalls.
So
your big scenarios. So I'm interested to see how they decide to play out. We might see the quest deferred a couple of turns, just because board tempo is so important against Warlock. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see this Wrath come down next turn, even though it'll defer the quest completion by a turn. You gotta survive. You gotta get on the board. If you let them get too wide, your quest being complete doesn't matter because you're dead. Nothing matters when you're dead.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, on that note, back to the game. But yes, you're right. You have to be. Oh, that Feora straw is gonna slow the heck down.
Yeah. And so now ordinarily you're playing Quest Druid. This is just a pass.
They gotta do nothing again.
Against Zoo though, you really have to talk about because you can play the Wrath. It just defers your quest. Do you play the Wrath to take this off the board? I would imagine there's a lot of spirited discussion right now. Tempo versus quest completion prioritization. There's also an argument to play out the Crystal Merchant. Having a 1/4 against the stuff that Zoo's going to do. There it is. We're actually going to see the Crystal Merchant played just for its 1/4
but no
stat
coins
line.
to not activate it. So now I think what is going to happen is we're going to see coin carpet, and things are just going to get absolutely insane.
Yeah, and the Druid just doesn't. Oh, they're actually going to see coin Neferset Thrasher.
That's fine too. Start punching face a lot more. Is that fine with that?
Yeah, and it controls. So now, okay, War Druid Lodi, the draw. War Druid Lodi, of course, has a rush form.
But it's not enough to kill it.
No, they'd have to use Lodi and rush form and their 1/4 to kill this Neferset Thrasher. And they wouldn't gain any quest progress, and they wouldn't draw a card.
Wow.
But you can't fall behind. The risk of falling behind on the board. We've seen it happen 4 games in a row now. If you fall behind against a Zoo Warlock, you've lost anyway. So do you. Just a lot of deficit spending here for the Druid, just trying to stay alive. I would imagine they're also talking about the possibility of a Wrath. It seems like it has to be Lodi, though. Okay, they're also talking about the possibility of just tanking this 5. Okay, we're actually going to see the Lodi, see what form they end up picking. Yep, 4/2 rush. Oh, this feels so bad. This is... Once again, no card draw. Once again, no quest progress. But a 4/1 and a 1/4 on the board. And the Crystallizer is gone. So the possibilities of evil genius, or not evil genius, evil genius coming down, getting additional lackeys off of that 1/3. No longer an option available to attack mode.
No, it's not. And another thing is also to think about is just now there's this awkward turn where they're not going to be trading much into anything, and now this Lodi's going to be living for a little bit longer, and we'll see where this Lodi goes. I wonder how long it's going to last. I'm very curious. Now this is the chance for the Druid to really get something going. They might go for the 3 because they want to clear the board, and then this is going to make things really difficult. So this has definitely slowed down the Warlock quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really,
oh gosh,
really smart
both
that they
Starfall.
traded into Crystallizer.
Yeah, both Starfalls in hand, but the quest is 5 turns away before you'll get the full Starfall experience. And Magic Carpet's got 6 health, so just a regular Starfall's not gonna get you there.
Why do you call?
Yeah, you're right, because the Lodi's used so they don't get the spell buff. Ooh.
Okay, we're the expedition. They are looking for
Raptors! They want some 3-2 Raptors, maybe?
They could do that. They could grab another Wrath if they want to start. What else can you get for? What could you play for 4 mana? That's a choose.
You could get some Blights with Lifesteal.
Yeah, get some. Okay, here we go. Oasis Surger, Druid of the Scythe, Mark of Nature. Druid of the Scythe would be most consistent with what they've been doing so far. Oasis Surger is just so good though, that even having 2 3/3 rushes might be too. Yep, no, we're gonna go ahead and take the Scythe and make it a 2/4 with Taunt. But the Mecharoos will deal with that, right?
Yeah.
Just the Magic Carpet is a brutal. Oh, they're actually just gonna go ahead and play out their second Magic Carpet.
No, they're thinking about it.
Thinking about it. Yeah, double Mecharoo. You can actually double Mecharoo and Grim Rally the Egg, which just makes a wide.
That's a lot
board.
of resources, but yeah.
I wonder if they'll Grim Rally and then hold their attack, so that if a Starfall does come down, it deals with the 2/2/1s, but that's it. Whereas if they attack with the Mecharoos, then the Starfall coming down will deal with.
Oh,
they're gonna do
okay,
1 and
that's
1.
smart.
Okay. All right, this is a board. Druid. Hidden Oasis heals for. Oh well, they haven't actually taken any face damage yet. They're just. Everything has been trying to keep away, trying to keep the Warlock back. Gonna go ahead and Starfall. Does take quite a bit of damage off the board, but this Magic Carpet persists.
Evil genius!
Oh. So they've seen a Starfall, so they're probably a little bit more willing to go ahead and commit maybe this Flame Imp or this Evil Genius, or both. They have enough mana to do either Evil Genius and Flame Imp, or Magic Carpet Flame Imp.
I think you hold on to the Magic Carpet. I think you go ahead and start going wide on board with things that will smack the face a lot harder. Yes, you get double buff, but you have to wait another turn to attack. So I'd rather just go ahead and wait 1 turn as opposed to 2 to attack with a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I think they're also thinking about the removal options that the Druid has. The Oasis Surgers don't come online for an entire another turn.
They could also try to account for Snape! That is
Okay.
2 Witchy Wackies.
Okay, well we can crank this Evil Genius up to a 4-cost card. We're actually going to go ahead and evolve the... Oh, that is a rip right there. That is good. Nothing like a 1 mana 5/6. All right, Flame Imp going to be the other play. This is a lot of damage.
They need to discover Swipe.
Even Swipe doesn't deal with this Pit Lord or this Magic Carpet. They need like a... They need a miracle. They need. I mean, Swipe. I guess they could swipe the Flame Imp. That would take 4. That would take 6 damage off the board.
Something like that.
All right. What's in the box? Wrath. Starfall.
Another
They could.
one.
Yeah, they're just going to continually Starfall. And so now the question is, do you take the Stellar Drift option that does remove 3 bodies, and it does continue to just chip away at this Magic Carpet. This Magic Carpet has been hit by a lot of stars.
It's like it has holes. It's lost a few of its threads.
Yeah, the thread count on that carpet is plummeting rapidly. 7 damage showing. A Witchy Lackey and a Neferset Thrasher still available. The Druid has managed to complete their quest and get to this point with 21 life. Only 3 cards in hand, but now, next turn, this Hidden Oasis heals and summons a 6/6. The Starfall, all of a sudden, is much better. If, say, attack mode were to commit the second Magic Carpet, they could deal with it. Well, they could deal with one of them. They still couldn't deal with both, but... History buff the draw. All right, just going to go ahead and continue to develop really big, meaty threats that play around that swipe you were talking about earlier. And we're going to go ahead and see the evolution on the Magic Carpet and Howard Steam Bot.
Wait, they have Snip Snap.
Yeah, actually, if they draw Snip Snap, that's going to be really good. And just having a giant taunt in front of all your threats is pretty good. But now we're going to go ahead and see this Quest Druid start to assert itself. History buff going to be played.
Let me tell you a story.
Plot twist. Gosh, actually, this is taking a turn. All of a sudden, attack mode is having to deal with, an additional... So, Druid healed for 12 and generated 11 health worth of taunt last turn. So they effectively healed them, since all of Zoo's damage comes from its board. They in a way healed all the way up like 23. they almost healed 23 health. Okay. Druid right now wishing they had a Nourish or a Life Tap to just try to do anything this turn. I would imagine the Starfall is probably going to have to come down, but then where do you drop the 5? I guess on the Magic Carpet? No. I mean, everything's threatening. Neferset Thrasher, you could take the most damage off the board by hitting Neferset Thrasher. You take a lot of potential future damage and value off the board by hitting History buff. This is a tough turn. I don't envy Stage 5 this position at all. All right, History buff is going to be the choice. The 5/1 comes off, the History buff comes off. They're still staring down I say just the 5 damage, but 5 damage behind an 07 taunt.
Oh, and that's the last Starfall too.
Yeah.
With no Lodi, there's no buff to swipe. So, and they used both expeditions, so now they can't even discover Starfall anymore. So this is really good. Attack mode, while they've been kind of stopped of lethal a lot of the time, have been... What?
Oh, dude, can they afford to attack with Neferset Thrasher? Do they have enough health? When you only have 9 health, losing 3 is like 33% of your life. They're thinking about it.
They're not... The only thing that could kill them from the hand would be swipe.
Yeah, and and they don't have to worry about spell power, like you said. So.
Yep.
And I think all the Worthy Expedition cards have been played, so they don't have to worry about a second Lodi.
One discovered a Wrath. One discovered that weird thing.
Starfall. Yeah.
Starfall, and the other one discovered a minion that would turn into a 2/4 taunt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Druid of the Scythe. All right, this is it. This is the Zoo's final board.
Nourish.
Final push. This is Druid's last chance. This is a heck of a turn for this whole series to come down to. It's a decision. Stage 5's decision. Do they try to high roll something insane off Feoris? I don't know what 6-cost card they would be looking for. Damage Stegatron, I do know. They would need a Damage Stegatron. Would that even be good enough? They're going to draw. Hidden Oasis is playable. Oasis Surger, also playable. Oh. It all comes down to this.
Solarium! They could get Leroy and then get it for well, not lethal, but...
Leroy next to that Flame Tongue Totem.
Sea Giant!
Oh my gosh. If they can set the Sea Giant's cost to 1, then it actually gets Rush off the Magic Carpet.
You're right, so it becomes a
Is there any way they can do... Can they do that? They have to...
No. There's no way to make...
They'd have to play Rush Lackey. We'll push it to 3. Knife Juggler pushes it to 2. Yeah, they can't get it all the way to 1.
No. But they sure as heck can make a big board.
Yeah, this is a board right here. It is oh man. Yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and develop the Sea Giant. They're gonna attack with Neverset Thrasher because they are just. Are they gonna play around the swipe? They are. They're actually gonna play around one copy of swipe.
That's really smart. And the Wrath comes in, which could bring in Swipe.
So yeah, if you are Druid, Oasis Surger doesn't even get through. Like it takes both halves of your Oasis Surger to get through the Steam bot. It's just.
Yeah.
Which would mean you take 1 million damage. So you can't do that.
Wow,
Oasis
that's a
Surger's
lot.
not enough. Yeah. I guess you could Oasis Surger Wrath to take care of the Flame Tongue Totem. But then you still take a bunch of damage to 5, 6, 10. Yeah, you still take 20 damage, or you still take 18 damage if you Oasis Surger Wrath the Flame Tongue Totem.
That's what they're doing.
Maybe they wrath the Neverset. Oh, they
floop
floop.
it.
Okay. This allows you to take a lot of damage off the board. This is really cool. Interesting that they. Okay, so they're just gonna go ahead and take away.
Leroy?
If they let's see, so
Wait,
8, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, Leroy does it. Anything with charge does it.
Because basically you're kind of just back to the wall situation. Oh, not good.
Oh no! Wait, did attack mode fall just short at the finish line?
Yeah. Because there's no way to get everything. Wait, no, they're
They can't attack with
dead.
Neverset
They're
Thrasher.
dead. Wait, no, they got the buff from the totem.
Right, but they have 1 health. Okay, so they can.
No, they can live.
So they live, swipe draw for the win.
Oasis Surger.
Wrath for the swipe draw for the win.
Oh.
Or are they just clearing it? Maybe they're just.
They
they're just gonna go
concede.
ahead and kill it. And oh, that's right. It's a double wrath. What am I saying? Okay, that's. Wow, Druid gets there.
Oh.
3-2 in favor.
If that was a Leroy, that would have been so good.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a couple of things. Abusive Sergeant would have got there. Either copy of Abusive Sergeant would have got there. Leroy would have got there.
A lot of things would have.
If they had done runner Grim Rallies, they could have like attacked Grim Rally, attack Grim Rally again, maybe. Oh, that was a tight game.
Wow, what a great series. We had 2 amazing Game 5 series. That was a great cast.
And it got off to such a blistering start. You know, stage 5 gets off to the ripping 2-0 lead, and then attack mode brings it all the way back. A lot of Warlock. We saw a lot of Zoo games. We actually just saw 5 Zoo games in a row.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, thank you to Attack Mode and Stage 5 Gaming for that amazing series. Congratulations to Stage 5 Gaming, I believe, which makes them now 4-2. Which means, if I'm looking at the bracket correctly, or actually, no, they're 3-2. So yeah, this makes them 4-2. I think winning that, because attack mode was just above them, that helps them push potentially to top 12 playoff, because Royal Blue just lost, so now they're 3-4. So I think stage 5 didn't 100% clutch the win, but they have pretty much made a like 75% guarantee to make top 12. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And then attack mode, they're not out of it yet, but now that they're 3-4, they do have to win their next few games to have a positive 5-4 record to qualify for the bottom 6 of top 16, or the bottom 6 of the top 16 to claim one of the last 3 spots of top 12. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and there's so many teams are still just neck and neck. Plenty of only Nordavin sits at that coveted 5-0, right? Everyone else 4-1, 4-2, lots of 3-3s.
Nordavin is 100% confirmed for playoffs now. So
just, I wonder if we're going to see them try out some experimental stuff since I mean, the first 4 seeds are really important though, because you want those first round buys.
yeah.
And so if they can I imagine they'll keep playing to win because they want to clutch that #1 seed heading into the playoffs if they can.
Yeah, that would be pretty good because that would also skip the first quarterfinals because there's 2 quarterfinals. There's one top 8 and then there's the second top 8.
Right,
So,
that's right.
Yeah, so basically, if they can make the second top, if they can at least make the first top 8, that means they only have to play Saturday and Sunday instead of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is also like really nice because then that rewards. It's a lot more relaxing. So we'll see what happens. I think also. Oh, what?
What happened?
Nordovan just lost off stream against Epic Esports.
Oh.
And Epic,
the run back.
Yeah, if you remember from last season, Epic Esports was in that grand finals.
Yeah, that's right. That was for all the marbles was Nordovan versus Epic Esports. Oh, that's got to feel amazing for Epic winning the grand finals run back.
So I actually think that might not put Epic at the #1 seed, but that does, I think, guarantee them like top 12 automatically. Oh snap! Epic is now officially #1, and Nordovan just got knocked down to #2. That's crazy. Okay, well, on that note.
Dang. So now we have 2 5-1 teams. Am I doing that math right? Yeah.
Yeah, we might have 3 5-1s if 4 to win wins their next one.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So we'll see what happens, but that will be next time on House Rivalries 2, and be sure to follow us on Twitter. The caster Twitters both there and here. And then on top of that, you could also follow at House Rivalries to keep up to date with the matches, and also follow this channel to keep up the brackets and other events that we'll be producing, along with not just Hearthstone, but a bunch of other esports as well. But until then, I've been Bemmy, your TO, and also your caster today, along with me, who's been carrying me hardcore today as I've been managing players while also doing this, is Bills. So thank you, Bills.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And we've started this journey together. We're just going to continue trekking onwards.
Just going to see it till the end, Bills. We're going to see it till the end.
That's right. See it all the way through.
And seeing it all the way through, we shall next week, where we see who makes it out of the Swiss to make it to top 12 playoffs. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can go now, but we'll be back next week, and come back, please. So come watch House Rivalries. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Have a great weekend.
Heart.